knock it down a bit.
Now that's, yeah, if you like a bit of wind, it's a good thing living in New Zealand though, because you do get a lot of wind.
Oh my gosh, yeah, my in-laws live in Wellington, and that's the windy city. Yeah,
a very windy city.
Yeah. It's really interesting. He's a 3 times European overall champion and a 1-time slalom champion, so definitely a very talented 29-year-old from France. Here he comes in at the 12-meter line.
Okay, this is 12-meter line now for Tebow. Yep, got a little late. Probably, obviously, he's run 12-meter a lot earlier in the past, but it doesn't really matter. He's got the 6 boys.
Yep, looking really, really good for Tebow. We're all supporting him because he's been here for about a month training, so all the local crew know them really well, Tebow and Deland. I think they even have nicknames for them. Is he jumping today? Yeah, going to be of 65.9 meters.
Yeah, so like, he didn't trick as well as he wanted in the overall battle. He lost a little bit there, tricking a little over 9,000 when really he would have wanted to trick close to 11. But if he can, he's a great jumper, as you just mentioned, jumps close to 67 meters. If he can get a really good slalom score here, then he can keep himself in this overall game. It's a long way to go yet in the overall. 11-meter line now, and this is it. This is the one. This is the difference between being a good day or a bad day for all of these slaloms. This is the difference between making finals and not making finals, is these next 6 boys. Big moment coming up. Putrajaya, Malaysia, 2019 wheels. Out of 1 ball, breaks forward. So round 2, he's getting late, but he's fighting hard. Big lean across the 3. Oh, geez, he's hanging in there. This is looking like a good pass. Round 4, look at him go. This is Tebow Deland, and I think he's run the 11-meter line, has he? Waits for 6, great pass. Oh, he's got to be happy with that. Oh, the big Frenchman's run the 11.25-meter line. Wow.
That was super brilliant. I was nervous on 1. Well done, Tebow.
Yeah, excellent skiing from the French competitor. Puts him back in the overall race, you'd have to think now. As we shorten on to the 10.75.
Just a shout out also, we also have physio on the site. There's a physio masseur on the site next to the jump dock, so if anybody needs a tune-up or a massage, please go see them. Have you been?
No, I didn't realise it was for announcers.
Oh, anybody can go.
You didn't go to the physio?
Yeah.
Actually, nothing wrong with me. I'm feeling pretty fit. I don't need a physio right now. Thanks, Bib.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking. Not like I get any time to go anyway, because I'm up here all day talking to you.
That's true. That's true. Here he comes, looking really focused.
10.75. 2 is the aim, I believe, at this stage. Good one. Round 2. Can he get to 3? I think he can. Oh, this is sensational. 10.75. Wow, unbelievable stuff. He heads to 5. Sensational stuff. I'm going to have to check that this is 10.75. I think it is.
Oh, my
He can't
goodness.
believe it. Look at this.
Oh.
The big fist pump. He has just run the 10.75, and he made it look easy.
Oh, my gosh. I wish you guys could see this at home. That was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is right when you need the webcast running, but everybody on site, it is working.
Oh, it
what
is
a great
working.
time to join. Welcome, world of water skiing. I'm in shock here. So many skiers have struggled, have missed 11, and Tebow Deland has just gone on to the 10.75 and run. Even he looks shocked the way he was pumping the fist at the end of it. And we are on, and all of a sudden, now that sets the standard. That changes everything. You know, forget worrying about getting to 10.75. I think now those top guys on the dock are going to be thinking, oh, we can run 10.75. You know, conditions are good. Everything's great. What a magnificent thing. And that puts him back in the running, of course, after a poor trick yesterday. Puts Tebow back in the running in the men's overall title. So plenty of excitement here, plenty of action.
Man, these guys work super hard. You can see him puffing away there.
Yeah, well, I'm puffing just watching it. Wow. He almost looked in shock. I was in shock, actually, because I was thinking, oh, if he can scramble to 2, it'll be a good result. But he ran it, and he looked in shock at the end, but he's done it. And here's the 10.25. Not all that far off his personal best, Tebow. Round 1 he goes. I don't know if he'll get to 2. Sensational. 1 on the 10.25 from Tebow Deland in the world of water skiing. Sits up and takes notice.
Well
We've
done,
had
Tebow.
internet problems today. We've had no webcast this morning. We finally get the webcast up and running, and the world tunes in, and we get Tebow Deland running the 10.75. Sensational. Yeah, 1 at 10.25 is the score. So we will go through, actually, let's bring up the leaderboard if we can, and we will let you know where we're at.
Your trusty assistant.
Trusty assistant. Yeah, good
there
on
we
you,
go.
Pippa.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tebow Deland, 1 on the 10.25. He's an out-and-out leader at the moment. Then we go to Martin Coleman with 2 on the 10.75. Santiago J. Carrera with 1.5 from Colombia on the 10.75. And Pigozzi with half on the 10.75. We have 5 skiers actually, with 4 at 11. Whole bunch of them. Includes Morgan Deal though, so we'll mention him because he's a Kiwi.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, I was saying you're going to need 2 at 10.75 to make the final. It could end up being 4 at 10.75 yet after we've seen Tebow Deland with that sensational completion of the 10.75 metre line. So I'm super excited. You can probably tell in my voice. And conditions are looking pretty good out there at the moment. We go to our next skier, of course. It's Rob Hazelwood out of Great Britain.
Yep. Here we go. I think he started on 14-metre line. Looking pretty good. Really comfortable opening pass.
Yeah, we'll confirm that. It's hard to tell. Oh, it is 14. There we go. With the rope, you can see the little yellow speck. So starts on the 14-metre line, Rob Hazelwood. Really solid 3-event skier, Rob Hazelwood, out of a amazingly famous Waterski family, of course. We'll see his cousin Will Asher ski a little bit later on, and he's probably up in about an hour, I'd say, in seed 1 of men's slalom. And famous family, because you remember his uncle Mike Hazelwood from
oh yeah, really famous.
Back in the day. You know, it's probably 40 years since Mike Hazelwood was skiing at World Championships. Great, the whole family actually. I love watching the results come through from their jump tournaments that they have there at Hazelwood ski site, because everyone in the family, there's all the brothers, the sisters, the mums, the dads, the grandma, grandpa, they're all out there jumping, and they're actually big distances. Yeah, it's
seriously.
crazy. Yeah, well, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you know, Grandpa Hazelwood's out there jumping.
The babies.
Jumping 52 metres, that sort of thing. Just amazing. Amazing family.
That's awesome.
Okay.
So he's a jump specialist, this guy? No.
Oh, no, he's out there slaloming, so he's
No.
not a jump specialist. But yeah, he's just a slalom. He's a great overall skier. In fact, ranked the top 10 in the world for overall, and part of the Great Britain team, which took out the team's title in under-21 Worlds in Canada. So he, just looking at his profile here, he has a best slalom score of 2 at 10.25.
Which is pretty good.
Oh, it's very good. Still only 20 years of age, from Lincoln in Great Britain.
But his tricks aren't really going to be good enough for overall, I think.
Yeah, oh, you're tough, aren't you?
Yeah.
8,910 points in tricks, not good enough. Because when you've got assists of the tricks, 8,000 points, I guess. So
oh, not yet, no.
not
I think
yet,
7
quite.
plus.
She's pretty close.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that is his weak link in the overall. But actually, he tricked more than that yesterday, though. He tricked 9,300 something in the prelim. So maybe that was a PB yesterday.
Oh yeah.
So you know, he's in the running if he can slalom and jump super well.
Yeah, because his profile is updated 2 months ago, so he should get on that and
Does need
update
to
that.
Get on that
Yeah.
Worldwide Water Skier site and update his profile. Because if you update your profile, you go right to the top of the list in the profile. So it's important. The skier should be on there updating it probably every second day, really. 12 metre line now coming up for Rob Hazelwood from Great Britain. It's around 1. Good strong lean across the 2. Round 3. Very smooth stuff at the moment. Round 4. Good pass. No worries at all. 12 metre line. Rob Hazelwood.
Really good.
Easy.
Easy.
No
Easy
Look at
peasy,
me,
yeah.
looks pretty calm and collected. Had a bit of a slalom injury. Guess it's coming up almost to a year now. I can't remember exactly when it was where he accidentally, I think he put his arms through the handle, slaloming, a bit of a slalom fall and injured himself. He was out for maybe 6 months. But he came back pretty nice. In fact, he really only came back skiing, I think, 2 to 3 months ago.
Seriously?
So he's in pretty good form.
Wow, that's amazing to come back so quick like that. Because
Yeah,
you can detach the bicep and all that, right?
Well, you can do that. I don't know that he did that, but yeah. You can do all sorts. In fact, Kyle Allais, I think, is watching the webcast right now because he messaged me just before, and he did all sorts of tricks with the handle a few years back. He put his head through the handle, actually, slaloming.
Yeah.
And broke his jaw, so that wasn't a lot of fun for him. Some of the skiers you see now with the guards, the handle guard things, which is not a bad idea, but look at this. Is great slow-mo activity here of Rob Hazelwood. Skied it pretty well, really. This next boy here, this 4 boy from the Stadlbaur, has been the one that's caught them out with the, there's a little bit of rolliness there, but that actually wasn't, sorry, that was 6, that's why it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Generally, conditions very good though here. It's been good. In fact, pretty good for everyone who's slalomed so far at these Worlds, Pippa, when you think about it. We've been getting glassy, calm conditions throughout the morning here at Putrajaya. So this is 11.25. Big pass to run, and he's looking good at the moment. Around 5, he hits the 6. Oh, he's done it. Sensational, 11.25, and that was cruise. He cruised through that pass.
Yeah, cruising, yep. Number 4 was amazing. It was almost like a body slam, right? I really liked that
Beautiful.
one.
Really good slalom skier. Solid overall skier. Actually, his cousin, of course, Will Asher, will ski later on, and one of the greatest slalom skiers of all time, Will Asher. But I had a feeling, I think, searching through my memory banks, that young Rob Hazelwood actually broke Will Asher's British under-21 slalom record a few months back. So he's pretty good form, pretty good skier. Obviously, he hasn't put that in his profile. My G hasn't updated it for a while, so I could be making that up, but I'm pretty sure I read that.
Yeah, updated 2 months ago. And he was Junior World Slalom Champion. That's amazing.
Absolutely he was, and that, of course, was at the Junior Worlds that you officiated at Philippa, you remember, in Chile?
Oh, yeah, I was
You took
there.
out that title.
Yep. All right, coming back in at 10.75.
Let's see how he goes. Obviously, he'll be looking to run this pass now after watching the previous skier, Tebow Deland, run it, but he needs, I think, at least to get more than 2. Round 1 he goes. Not too bad a start on 1. Round 2, but that's it.
Oh,
that's all he's going to
it.
get is 2.
And back to the wake, yep.
No. Not a disaster, though. It's still 2 at 10.75 is one of those scores that you could easily see getting into the final. In fact, it's one of those scores that's kind of got runoff written all over it. You know, it's one of those where we could see 3 or 4 guys ski 2 at 10.75 here at this event.
So tied with Martin Coleman right now,
Tied with Martin Coleman. In fact, it's highly likely we will get 5 or 6 skiers actually tied at 2 at 10.75. Maybe they'll all make it in. Maybe we'll get a runoff. Who knows? But
and why does that happen? Why does he ski straight to the buoy like that? He's just too narrow?
yeah, we obviously too late, too narrow out of 1.
Because you're a slalom expert, right?
I
so
don't
you
know
can
anything
tell
about
me.
slalom actually, but it's pretty obvious. But obviously the rope is very short. Remember the distance is 11.5 metres from the middle of the boat course out to the buoy. So at 10.75 you're now 3/4 of a metre shorter than the width of the course. So you've got to get, every turn's got to be good to keep your width.
And you're sitting so, when you're in the boat watching these guys, they're sitting so close up to you. You can see everything on their face, right?
Oh, he's waving out. He's not. looking super disappointed at the moment. He's a cool and calm character. So we'll run through our leaderboard. Tebow Deland 1 at 10.25. Martin Coleman and now Rob Hazelwood 2 on the 10.75 metre line. Santiago J. Carrera from Colombia 1.5 at 10.7. And Adam Pigozzi half on the 10.7. So give him a bit of a cheer as he comes past the grandstand. He's reasonably happy, young Rob Hazelwood with 2 on the 10.75. A lot of slalom is still to come here. We've got 10 still to go in Series 2 and 9 in Series 1. So 19 slalom is still to go. 12 make it into the final. It is possible 2 at 10.75 won't be enough to make the final. We'll just have to wait and see with 19 skiers to come.
Next skier up is Dane McClure. Yep.
Dane McClure from the US, of course, blonde, independent skier. He's a slalom specialist. He's skiing here as an individual. He's ranked in the top 12, I think it is, in the world to get in as an independent.
Just 24 years old, and his saying is, dream about it or go make it happen.
Working hard, living the dream. Personal best 4 on the 10.25. That is a very good score. You know, there's plenty of countries around the world where their national record would be less than 4 at 10.25, including my home country. So that's a very good score from Dane McClure. 13 metre line to start for Dane. 32 off if you're watching primetime viewing in the United States at the moment. So a little after, if you're on the east coast of the US, a little just tick on 10 o'clock, I think, 10 p.m. on the east coast, 7 p.m. on the west coast of the US.
And really not the tallest guy out there at 5'10". Not too bad, kind of tall, but not the tallest.
No, he's not for a slalom skier, but he moves really well on the slalom ski. I think you'll see it a little bit more as the rope gets shorter. He would ski this fairly conservative, which is a smart move on the first couple of passes. The last thing these guys want to do is to ski it too hard and make a mistake. But he's got a great slalom style, Dane McClure.
He does. Just a shout out for the merchandise people out there as well. There's some stalls selling our official World's apparel, as well as the official apparel from WWS, World Water Skiers. So grab your items before they sell out.
Absolutely magnificent merchandise, of course, here at the Worlds. Great to see. We've got carnivals happening behind us. And of course, Friday here in Malaysia. This weekend, final start tomorrow, of course, hoping for a big crowd to come in. There's so much work being put into advertising, promoting this event. 12 metre line now, Dane McClure lives on Lake 38 at Tallahassee in the US of A. Of course, that's in Florida. Great ski site as well. Shout out to all the Tallahassee guys there. If you're watching the webcast, that was a great pass. 12 metre line, Philippa.
Yeah, super easy. That was really nice, yeah. Like how he turns his shoulder there for the gates. Coming back in slow-mo. Keeping the line so nice and tight. Easy pass for him if he runs into 10.75, so.
You see the replay there. There's a little bit of a movement there, of course, on the water, but we've got no wind out there. So conditions pretty good, really. We've had, of course, a great score on the 10.25 from Tebow Deland. And now I think around 5 scores on 10.75 as well. So the standard is rising. The cream's rising to the top. Watching Dane McClure, following him, of course, we've got Benjamin Stadlbaur And here comes the 11.25. This is the pass, Philippa. Must run pass, but it's not going to be easy. Round 1 he goes. Pretty solid at the moment as he heads for 3. Looking good actually. Across to 4, round 4, over to 5. Rears up a little bit on the back of the ski, but no worries at all. That's a good 11.25 metre line.
Oh, makes it look so easy, these top guys. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we went into this tournament. Course record on the site was 2 at 10.75 from Nick Parsons, I think 10 years ago. Haven't mentioned it actually, but of course it's been smashed today by Tebow Deland.
2.5
Oh,
at
2.5 at 10.75. So so far, and we've not even had the best slalomers in the world out there, you'd have to say that the course record's been lifted by course. Tribute to a couple of things. One, I think, is this new Nautique. The standard of the boats is a heck of a lot better than it was 10 years ago. The absolute geniuses in design at Nautique have come up with a magnificent towboat, which is smashing out world records and personal bests all around the world. And the other thing is, of course, the team here at Malaysia, your dad and all his helpers, of course, done quite a bit of work here on site to make this a better ski site. We've got the wind and wave break coming down the open side of the lake, down there, which is breaking up the wind and the waves. And also the side across in front of the grandstand, the tower here, has been levelled out with some rocks on it, of course, to get rid of the washback. So it is still a little movie out there. It's not a perfect man-made lake, but I think it is a heck of a lot better than maybe it was 10 years ago. No, it wasn't here 10 years ago, but certainly the scores would suggest that we're at least a course ahead on the course record. This is 10.75 now. Dane McClure, he's looking good to run this pass. Round 4, he's pretty late now. Big pull across the 5. He's got 5, great 5 ball, and 6 boys, and that is sensational. The fist goes up.
Phenomenal. As you said, a great 5 ball. That was amazing.
Great 5 ball.
Yeah.
This is sending a message right around the world, though, Pippa. If you never really want to open up Ski Fly or Ball of Spray and read those sometimes, because sometimes it can be a little bit negative, but the whole world has been saying that nobody's going to slalom any good in Malaysia. It's not going to be any good. Well, that's thrown out the window now. We've still got 15, 16 slalomers to come. We've had 2 skiers run 10.75. That's the caliber of the skiers we've got here, the Nautique. But I think we need to forget all the negative talk now, because we have got a magnificent standard coming right now in the slalom, in this men's slalom.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, all this site improvement works couldn't have happened without the city of Putrajaya.
Absolutely. The support from the city, we had the mayor here on Tuesday to chat to him. The work that's been put in to put on this event. We've got a magnificent grandstand here, state-of-the-art judges tower. We've got everything set in a magnificent venue for a World Championships. Here's Dane McClure now, 10.25. Current leader's 1 from Tebow Deland. He's going to get 1. Does he get to 2? I think he does. Can he get back to the wakes? Oh, sensational. 2 at 10.25. The fist goes up. Put your hands together. American athlete Dane McClure runs 2 on the 10.25. Wow.
Which makes him our current leader.
Absolutely. And it completely adjusts everything I was thinking today. I thought that 2 at 10.75 might get you into the final. Well, at this stage, I'm sorry, and there's a few on 2 at 10.75, it's just starting to look like that might not be enough to make the final. Long way to go yet, but when you look at the names still to come, unbelievable. Big
powerhouses, and anything can happen, of course, because it's an outdoor sport and this is the world, so anyone can fall. But yeah, I totally agree with you.
How happy would your father be right now, Hanna Fur, on site? You'd think he's put so many. This is not just a 1-year project. This is a 20-year project, I would think, to get to this World Championships, and he will be absolutely stoked, I'm sure, to see these magnificent performances happening out here on his project, of course, which is these 2019 World Champs.
Yeah, definitely. Since we won the bid 5 years ago, I mean, he's been working super, super hard, almost a one-man show, of course. But the water team and the site team have been working super hard as well. People like Rhodey and Emmy and Danny. I mean, these guys work non-stop. So shout out to them for sure.
So Dane McClure back down in front of the crowd. Give him a warm round of applause. That's a great result. 2:10.25. 2 boys off his PB, Pippa. You know.
Yeah.
His PB would have been done on a perfect man-made side, I'm sure. To get within 2 boys of that is under the hot pressure of a World Slalom Elimination. We're chatting with Jarrett Llewellyn yesterday. In his opinion, he thinks that making the finals is you're more nervous for the prelim, the elimination round, than you are for the finals because of the pressure around that. And to get out there and to run 2:10.25 is a magnificent result from Dane McClure.
Dane just looks so calm, though. I don't know if he's just like a different kind of beast or something, because he just looked really calm just now for his run. So next up we have Benjamin Stadlbaur, all the way from Switzerland. Don't have his opening line yet.
Yeah, Benjamin, of course, Stadlbaur from Switzerland. Saw his younger brother Vincent ski 2 days ago.
1-3. Starting on 30-meter
13
line.
meter.
13, yes.
26 years of age. Starting on 32 off 13 meter. Just a warm-up pass really for these guys, 13 meter line. Magnificent opening pass on the 13 meter line. Benjamin Stadlbaur from Switzerland. Currently resides at Swiss Waterski Resort in Clermont, Florida. He's 6'2", born in Geneva. So shorten onto the 12 meter line. Welcome if you just joined us on the webcast. You're watching the 2019 World Championships, of course, here in Putrajaya, Malaysia. And we're watching Benjamin Stadlbaur. He's just opened up with a 13 metre pass. He's shortened out of the 12 metre line. If you just joined us, a couple of sensational results already this morning. We've had Dane McClure with 2 on the 10.25. He's our top scorer, the leader. We've also had Tebow Deland from France with 1 at 10.25, which has got him right back in that overall race, of course, after he didn't trick quite so well yesterday. But now that he's in the 10.25, he'll be back in that race. We've got a couple of athletes on a couple at 10.75, so it's looking at the moment, the cut for the final looks somewhere mid or even further down the 10.75 metre line. Here's Benjamin Stadlbaur now, and this is 12 metre.
Oh, easy peasy run for him, I think. Second run, like you say, the first 2 runs are just more of a warm-up pass, just getting the job done. So that was good. Second pass for him.
Yeah, the 12 metre line goes down. So he's run the green, run the blue. He's now onto the 11. This is the pass, of course. Absolute must run. And then, of course, we'll be onto the 10.75. You can see some of the carnival action going on down at the Bouncy Castle, which I've been banned from, apparently. But it's all set up, really. We should see some big crowds come in. Big grandstand. I think it's a 2,500 seat grandstand, which obviously, hopefully, will be full tomorrow and Sunday for the finals. Big screen TV, if you're here, I'm just trying to paint a picture for people on the webcast. We have a big screen TV there for viewers can watch the slow-mo replays and watch the action, of course, on that screen. So it really has. It's got a stadium-type feel here at Putrajaya. Here we go. Benjamin Stadlbaur now from Switzerland via Florida across. Lives in Clermont, Swiss Ski School. Shout out to those guys watching the webcast, I'm sure. This is 11.25. He is looking good here at the moment. Really strong. Round 4, heads to 5. He's got 5, cross the 6. No worries. Cruises the 11.25.
Yeah, just watching the slow-mo replay here. Again, another easy pass for him. Just looking so strong across those wakes. Nice, easy reach, keeping the line tight. Wow, these guys are just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he's a class act, of course, but that's really good skiing. Look at the power and the lean across the 5-ball there. Yeah, he's a little late here, but the main thing is not to fall off. He's just making sure that he doesn't do anything silly. Waits for 6 and he'll go out the exit gates on the 11.25 metre line.
Hi guys, in the grandstand. Good to see you out there. So there are also electric bicycles for rent if you guys want to take a tour around the lake. See in Halim over by the stalls over there. Beautiful ride around the lake. Coming back in at 10.75.
Yeah, 10.75 metre line. See how many boys you can get. I think getting more than 2 is the first aim. Round 1, not too bad to start on 1. Round 2, good 2-ball. He's good out of 2. This is looking great. Round 3, big 3-ball. Across the 4. Oh, he's going to fall in around 4. It's a good score, though. Put your hands together. Benjamin Stadlbaur, he's a little disappointed because he had a chance of running it, but I still think 3.5, 10.75 should get him through. Sure, even on a really good, perfect man-made lake, I think 3.5, 10.75 would probably get you into a final most days, so he should be okay here. We'll have to wait and see. Long way to go, of course, and a lot of stars on the dock, but good score, 3.5, 10.75 for Swiss athlete Benjamin Stadlbaur. Switch the replay here, Philippa.
Uh-huh. Seemed to start out all right.
Great 2-ball. Really liked his 2-ball. He's right foot forward, of course, so that's his good side. Went for a big 4-ball here to try and run the pass. He was unlucky, really, because he almost got away with it. If he gets out of that buoy with the handle in his hand, I think he runs it. And it was just one of those things. He didn't quite hang on in the end, lost his balance.
Yeah, a bit of a shame. He probably would wanted to clear that. Next skier is...
We've got Jakob Bonnier.
Bonnier?
Bonnier, okay, thank you. Jakob Bonnier, representing Sweden. 13 metre to start the green shortening. Solid opening pass for the big Swede. 13 metre line.
So do you know anything about Jakob? He doesn't have a profile, so we'll just have to make it up.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Because no, I don't know anything about him. I mean, I'll talk about the greatest Swede to ever be a Swede, of course. It was Mike Shaylander.
Yeah.
That's what I normally do. How good is this? How good is this? The slalom is sensational at the moment as we've got 2 scores and 10.25. Great stuff. Because the great Mike Shaylander is from Sweden, who I grew up. I had posters of Mike Shaylander on my wall as a youngster growing up in New Zealand. Put the big arm in the water on 135. Absolutely sensational. So if Mike Shaylander, a shout out to you, mate, if you're watching. A shame you're not down here, but we got one of your own Swedish competitors who has opened up with a 13 metre pass. So Jakob Bonnier from Sweden now, and this is 12 metre line. Beautiful conditions here at Putrajaya, looking very good. Putrajaya, sorry. 12 metre line. Oh no, he's just fallen there, and that's disappointing. 12 metre line. He goes down around 3 ball. And that's is disappointing. So he's not going to make it through to the final with that, obviously. We're going to go, our next competitor is going to be from the USA, Slalom specialist, of course, independent skier, Carlo Burdick. So we'll look forward to that. And I'm just going to cross now. Join me in commentary right now is the chief organiser, of course, of these World Championships, Hanna Fur. Welcome in, Hanna Fur. You must be so excited to see these magnificent slalom results coming in at the moment.
Yeah, you can't imagine how happy I am actually for all the hard work that the boys and girls have put in here. Yeah, what can you say, man? We are not even halfway through Series 2, and we got a 2 with a 10:25. And I don't need to defend the waters anymore.
No.
The results speak for themselves. And thanks to so many good friends of mine from all over the world, like you, Glenn.
Thanks, Hanna Fur.
And the guy who principally helped me to make this possible is a good friend of mine, Larry Gisler from Chile, who have been coming here every year for 12 years. And he worked so hard on helping us give the best conditions we could to all the skiers who are here. He was here 1 month before the tournament started, doing a bit of coaching for our team. And we put all these rocks on the beach, on the banks, and we had a windbreaker. And thanks to IWWF for suggesting that. And I'm so glad for the skiers who are here, who can have this chance, to show off what it is possible in Putrajaya. That's all I can say, Glenn.
Oh, well done, mate. Congratulations. Your ability to work with local authorities is amazing. You've got the whole city of Putrajaya behind you here. We had the mayor, the president here a couple of days ago. He was so excited to have sports here, and it really is a magnificent setting for a world champs. We've got the grandstand, we've got the judges tower, and just congratulations, mate. I'm just super happy for you.
Thank you very much, Glenn. Yeah, I mean, the city is so supportive, Putrajaya Corporation. And I think most people will agree that in terms of the infrastructures, together with the water condition that's proven now, we have got excellent facilities here. And I don't think there's another ski site in the world that have got a tower like this and a grandstand like that, And it's a beautiful city to come and visit. To all of you guys who are staying back, in Florida and anywhere in the world, all our water skier friends, all our water skiing friends are very welcome to come anytime before the Mumba or after the Mumba, come and have a taste of Malaysia, truly Asia.
Absolutely. We just watched Carlo Burdick there from the USA. He's just run the 12 metre line, folks, 35 off. Looked fairly comfortable. He's short now onto 11.25 metre line. I've been blown away. I've been here now since Monday, and the people are so friendly. I've never been anywhere in the world where people are so polite, so friendly, so welcoming. The organisation is unbelievable. Hanna Fur and his team have worked so hard. There's a team of people. I turn up here at a little after 7 every morning, walking around, and there's 20, 30 volunteers working hard, running around. Super tidy. You never see any rubbish on the ground. There's no graffiti. I've been all around Putrajaya. I've not seen a single bit of graffiti. It's absolutely beautiful, and you guys should be super proud to live here, of course, in Putrajaya in Malaysia. And I urge anyone from around the world to come and visit this magnificent city and come and check out this great ski site.
Yeah, we were truly blessed to have this site, actually, so we're really happy to be able to ski on here. Here comes his next pass.
Yeah, so 11.25 now, 38 off for Carlo Burdick. Great ski shorts. He's got the big ballooning rainbow ski shorts. Not a great start on 1, but he's not a bad 2. He's a little late for 3. He's going to need a big 4 here, and he has. Oh, great stuff, Carlo Burdick. Round 5. Does he get to 6? I think he will. Good skiing. Really good skiing. 11.25 goes down. Not sure whether he's Catholic or not, but he's just...
Yep.
Probably got a little nervous here, I'm sure, coming down the pass that he was going to fall in, but he didn't. He's looking good. Some of these guys, I'm not sure about Kale, but some of these slalom specialists, of course, haven't had Famil. They've flown in. That's pretty typical of the top athletes in the world now. They don't Famil on site. You know, they'll turn up to Moomba or wherever at the Pro Tournaments to just rock up. And some of them, all they've done over the last 2 years is read about how horrible it is to slalom here. And you imagine that in their mind, you know, they're thinking that. And but some of them, I think, are being pleasantly surprised at the moment. They're getting out there thinking, well, it's not home, you know, it's not absolutely perfect, but it's fine. There's no reason why we can't run close to our best here, so which is great. I think it's, you know, I think all the negativity needs to just be pushed aside now, and we need to get on and enjoy these worlds.
Yeah, and especially slalom, it's such a mental game, right? So as soon as you get a bit of negativity, then it kind of messes you up.
Well, so how pumped will these guys be on the dock now that they've seen guys into the 10.25? They'll be on the dock feeling really good about their slalom ride about to come up.
Here he comes.
Okay, 10.75 metre line now. Carl Burdick from the United States. Round 1. Yeah, not a great one, but he's going to get to 2. Does he get across the 3? Not quite. Interesting score. It could end up being enough. We'll have to wait and see. He's happy though. He's pumped. He's got some fans in the grandstand, which is great to see.
So
I'm not sure that it will be enough in the end to make the final, but you never quite know. It's a decent score.
yeah, tied for 4th at the moment. If that is 2 at 10.75, it is, right? Think you'll get that.
Absolutely. Carlo Allais now from Italy. One of the superstars of Italian slalom.
Who saw his teammate go down just now. I hope Luca Spinelli is okay.
Yeah, good point. If your webcast wasn't running earlier on this morning, Luca Spinelli, he scored 4 at 11. He had a bit of a nasty fall, cutting from 4 to 5 on the 11.25. Appeared to have sustained an ankle injury. He was not weight bearing and had to have assistance from the medical team here. So hopefully Luca Spinelli is okay. We'll get a report. Okay, 14 metre line now. We're going to have a start for
Allais.
Carlo Allais. Across to 3 ball. Very much a warm-up pass for Carlo. He would normally start, I think, on the 13 metre line. He's just feeling out the conditions.
Yeah, too easy.
Beautiful pass. Shorten on to the 13 metre line now. We just watch the replay. Very much a warm-up pass for Carlo.
Just to give a quick plug for all the Asian skiers today, we are having our Best Asian Awards in the building opposite, that kind of grey roof building opposite called the Marina Putrajaya. So make your way over there about 4 o'clock. Today at 4 o'clock. Thank you.
Okay, 13 metre line now for Carlo Allais. He's coming on course. On the northern end, of course, conditions staying pretty good. Slightest ripple now across the course, but of course the windbreak will get rid of that as he comes down around 2 ball. Men's slalom elimination round. We're midway through Series 2. Current leaders 2 on the 10.25 by Dane McClure from the US of A. And we'll just watch Carlo Allais from Italy with a full pass on the 13 metre line.
So we're currently on the 11th skier out of our 16 for this Series 2. And the last skier for Series 2 is Stephen Neveu from
Yeah.
Canada. And then we'll go straight into Series 1, I do believe.
Yeah, and some amazing skiers to come. All the best slalom skiers in the world. Just Jonathan Travis, we believe, is not here. Some talk about he maybe a slight ankle injury, rolled his ankle or something getting in the boat. Was
Getting
it Monday,
in
I
the
think,
boat.
jumping in a boat, which is just one of those things that can happen at ski school at home. I think that's what happened.
Wasn't even on the water. It's
No,
incredible.
I don't know for sure, but I think that's what I heard. So that's a shame because I think if we had him here, we'd have all the best slalom skiers in the world. Pretty sure there's nobody missing when I look down that list. Here we go, Carlo Allais now, and this is 12 metre line in front of the grandstand. Round 3 he goes, heads for 4. Round 5. Solid stuff, really good pass. Completes the 12 metre pass.
Super nice, and the water still looks really nice from up here.
Looks beautiful out there. I'm hoping to borrow a slalom ski and a life vest and get out there and maybe at the end of the Worlds or something, maybe I'll hang around next week.
Oh, for sure,
Pay for a
Glenn,
few ski
anytime.
rides. It looks like
Come
a great
on.
place to go skiing.
I'll take you, I'll drive you.
Thanks, Pepper.
Looking at the slow-mo now. This is just such an easy pass.
Certainly is. We'll be on to the 11.25 metre line now from the northern end. Big shout out, of course, to we see Masterline, one of the supporters there. They're the official tow ropes of these world champs. We've got World Water Skiers as well who are bringing us the webcast. You can go online, check out the World Water Skiers site, of course. Total volunteer labour World Water Skiers at the moment, relying actually on people paying their own way to come and help, but also like a lot of water ski tournaments, I suppose. But they do have a donate button there. You can put anything, even if you can spare $5 or $10 or whatever. It certainly helps keep promoting the sport.
Absolutely.
11.25 metre line now. Carlo Allais out of Italy. Round 4 he goes. He's looking pretty good as he heads for 5. He's around 5. He should get to 6, and he does. And another 11.25 goes down. I shouldn't sound blasé, but it's what, you know, an hour ago when someone ran the 11.25, I was shouting and carrying on and waving my arms, but now it's actually become pretty common occurrence running the 11.25. So it's still great skiing to do so. We watched the replay here. Pretty late out of 2 actually, but he got a really good 2 ball. Back on time. I don't know how you do that, making up that time. Big lean across. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's run this pass earlier from time to time, but it doesn't matter. He's just making sure he gets around the boys, making sure he's early enough to 6 to get out the exit gates. That's a good pass from Carlo Allais. .10.75 metre line coming up now. A lot of scores now on 10.7, a lot around that 2 ball, so let's see if he can't do it. It's a little bit better than that. Great start on 1. He's around 2, gets out of 2 pretty well across the 3. He's late for 3 though. Okay, so I think 2.5, provided he did go around 3, though I'm sure the judges will confirm that. We'll watch the replay here. I think I'm going to be proved wrong here. I thought he got a reasonable start here, but the fact that he ended up not getting much more than 3, maybe he didn't get quite the start I thought he did. So we analyse this, Pippa. You're the slalom skier out of us. Let us know what happened
here. Oh, man.
Here.
Okay, I'll try my best. Yeah, he looks pretty good. I mean, like you always say, not the best one, right?
Big lean across the 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see.
Just loses his edge
Yeah,
around
he
2.
lost his edge out of 2 there. Got around
Does
3
squeak
though.
around 3, yeah.
So it will be 2.5, which is significant because you get a little bit more than 2, you should make the final surely. I mean, I shouldn't call that yet, but there definitely will be a lot of skiers get 2 boys on 10.75, I think. So if you can get more than 2, it's going to help your cause a lot.
And it was probably good he didn't hang on to all that slack. I mean, you can seriously hurt your neck with all that slack
Of
pulling
course you
off.
can, yeah. But it is the world champs though, so if there's a chance you need to hang on. There was no chance there though, I don't think.
True.
Okay, we're going to go to the United States now. It's Brian Dietrich out of Sacramento, I think it is, in Northern California. Lives, well, he did used to live. He grew up on Shortline Lakes in Sacramento. It's one of the best slalom sites in the world, I've got to say. You don't, if you're going to call your lake Shortline, lake, you kind of need it to be fairly good, I guess, and it is. I haven't seen a lot of Brian lately. I didn't see him at the Moomba Masters this year. Great to see him down here at the World Championships, though. Haven't seen him on. First time I've seen him on site, so I'm not sure how much familiar he's got. Really tall guy. Have we got a profile on him?
No profile
no
at the moment,
profile.
sorry.
So Brian, we need, once you finish your slalom set, fill out your profile on World Water Skiers. But I'm going to guess this guy's got to be 6'4" or 6'5" at least. Out of Northern California.
Yeah, all the good skiers are pretty tall, huh?
Absolutely,
I mean,
in slalom, yeah.
you have to be.
It's certainly an advantage in slalom. What we got?
Oh, there you go. It was an internet problem. Here he comes.
Oh, okay. We have got a profile from Brian Dietrich. We had an internet issue. 30 years of age, from Elk Grove in California. And that's Elk Grove is kind of a little bit out of Sacramento. I'm saying it's only 15-20 minutes out of Sacramento in Northern California. It's a place, a part of the world that has produced a lot of very good slalom skiers. That part of the world, of course, I'm thinking Terry Winter, I'm thinking Marcus Brown, I'm thinking actually the LaPointes. I think Bob and Chris LaPointe started out somewhere around Sacramento. Really good conditions, you know. You don't get, it does get a little cool in winter up there, but you do get lots of days with no wind in that Northern California area once you get inland, of course.
Where is Marcus Brown nowadays?
Marcus Brown, yes, I think he's still in Northern California.
Still skiing.
Yeah, he got a back injury, of course, so he skis, but not hard out competitiveness. Marcus Brown. Just the replay here of Brian Dietrich. No worries at all for this guy. Really early, tight line out of 4 ball.
And of course, Chris Parrish. Is he still skiing? What about him?
Yeah, that's a shame that he's not here. He is still skiing a bit. CP, so shout out to Chris Parrish if he's listening. He is still skiing a bit, but it's a shame he didn't make his way down here. I don't know what scores he's got, because if you're not selected on a team, you have to be in the top, I think, 12 in the world. He
Right.
possibly is still in the top 12 in the world. Maybe not. Depends how many scores he had in that particular year that the ranking list was done. Brian Dietrich out in the water now. It's personal best 5 in the 10.25, so very close to being one in a very elite group, of course, completing the 10.25 or the 41 off line length. So here we go. This is 12-meter line now for Brian Dietrich from Northern California. Skiing very well here. Across the 5 ball. Easy as you like. Just cruises that pass. Shorten the line now to the 11.25 metre line. 2019 World Waterski Champs, brought to you, of course, by Nautic Towboats And the webcast is brought to us by Worldwide Waterskiers. The city of Putrajaya, of course, puts so much into this event. Great to have them on.
And of course our other sponsors like Everly Hotel, Zenith Hotel.
I'm staying at the Zenith, magnificent.
Isn't it?
5-star hotel.
Yeah.
Beautiful place, comfortable rooms, great food, great service. It's not often a guy like me gets to stay in a place where someone's opening and closing the front door for you all the time, picking up your bag for you. I spent a bit of time on the road with my work around New Zealand, staying in motels, and there's definitely not someone opening the door and closing it for you when you turn up there, I can tell you that much. Okay, here's 11.25 metre line, 38 off for all his friends and family watching back in California. Oh, geez, he's got himself in a bit of trouble. Hopefully he can recover. I think he can actually. Jeez, heart in the mouth stuff. He's a bit late out of 4, but he's around 5. As he get to 6, he pulls all the way. Oh, wow.
Jeez, to recover from that.
Yeah, geez, it was almost all over. Sigh of relief. I can imagine, I'm imagining the Dietrich family back home in California. Almost fell off the living room sofa watching that as he came into 2-ball. Let's watch the replay here. It's just a bit of a hop and a skip off his edge change into 2-ball. Cross to, here we go. Get ready for this, folks. His heart in the mouth stuff. Boom.
How did he come back from that? That's incredible.
But he did come back, and that's the main thing. Similar actually to what happened to the great Emma Haberman yesterday, if you remember.
Oh yeah.
On 13 metre.
That's right, from the other end.
Didn't come back from it.
Yeah.
So 11.25 goes down for Brian Dietrich from Northern California. Great coverage on the webcast. I hope you're enjoying it. .10.75 coming up now. Brian Dietrich from California, adjusts the shorts. He's thinking hard here. He's concentrating, and he's a good gate, obviously. A good start on 1. Through the entrance gates he goes. Round 1. Breaks forward a bit on 1, but he's hanging in there. Round 2. Oh, not a bad 2. Cross the 3. Round 3, Brian Dietrich. Can he get to 4? He's getting late. He's around 4. Big 4-ball across the 5. He's got 5. Does he run it? Does he get across the 6? I think he does. Oh, put your hands together, Brian Dietrich. Big pump of the fist, because he runs the 10.75 metre line. Sensational.
Phenomenal athlete. That's amazing.
He's a good skier. Personal best is 5 on the 10.25, which is the next pass coming up. Have a look at this. He breaks forward a bit on 1. Not a great start, but real strength and determination to stay in the game here. Late on 2-ball. He really probably had no business running this 10.75 with the start he had, but such as a caliber. Oh, look how late he is out of 3. Oh, how does he do this? Big 4-ball. Wow. Hangs on to it. The mast line rope is straining. He comes across the 5. This is unbelievable here. Look at this. Great footage. Cross the 6-ball. Late as you like, but gets it. Takes the hit. Wow. That's got to be exciting stuff, doesn't it?
Incredible.
Big fist pump.
And we've seen so many of the other skiers get into trouble like that around 3-ball, like 4-ball, and they couldn't recover, but he's really good at this recovery.
Okay, 10.25. Remember, best score of the day is 2 by Dane McClure from the US. Round 1. He's going to get to 2, I think. He's got 2, or he goes down on 2. Judges call. Great score, though. 1 1/4 or 1 1/2, either or on the 10.25. He waves to the crowd. Put your hands together. That is sensational slalom skiing. Brian Dietrich from Northern California. Round 1 he goes. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a top slalom coach could find a lot wrong with that, but at the end of the day, he got around 1, 2.
Did you see the boy?
Yeah, I thought he went around it. I'm going to give him a half there, but judges call, but I think he got 1 1/2. Has the boy come off maybe? I think we've got a slight delay here because I think Brian Dietrich may have knocked the boy off, which is not really his fault. But we get a great crowd shot there. Good to see you guys up there enjoying. Some famous people up there. I can see Ed Donald up there. Well done. He's almost president of the world, but only Oceania at the moment. He's heading that way. Richard Carlson. I can see quite a few Kiwis up there. Great to see.
Great to see all the lifesavers out there. Good job, guys, bringing him in. And all the press, thank you so much for covering the event, as you have been every day. Just taking a short break while we fix this buoy on the course. So we are having medal ceremonies on the Saturday and Sunday, so far slated for 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock and 3:30. But of course that may change depending on our schedule. If we do get weather delays again, there may be schedule delays, so just keep an eye out for any changes in schedule.
Larry is going to do the simulation pass.
Okay, can we refuel now?
If you have enough fuel to finish this series, I would prefer. If not, yes.
Assistant Chief Judge Larry Giesler doing a simulation passes in the red boat coming up, so you can wave hello to Mr. Larry, longtime veteran of our site, and we're helping our team and improve our site for many, many years. Next up, after this little break, we have Nicholas Adams from Australia. I think he had a fair amount of practice as he came in earlier, maybe 5 days. Oh, standing at 6'3", 30 years old, from Melbourne, Australia. Personal best of 4 boys at 10.25. And his water ski goal is to be one of the greatest skiers on the planet. That's a nice goal. The amazing crew of Nigel Kingon down on the water, trying their best to hurry up and fix the course so we can get on with the program. Sorry for the delay, folks. So, just to run through our open men's slalom results, we still have in first place Dane McClure, 2 at 10.25, and then Tebow Deland and Brian Dietrich tied for second place with 1 at 10.25. Fourth place is Benjamin Stadlbaur, 3.5 at 10.75, and fifth place Carlo Allais from Italy, 2.5 boys at 10.75. We have just gotten word that's the last simulation pass, so we should be going straight into the next skier, Australian Nicholas Adams. And guys, just remember, if you're around the lake and you can hear my voice, do come on by. We're in Precinct 6, next to Complex Sukan Ayer. That's the water sports complex in Putrajaya. It's a bit of a carnival atmosphere going. There'll be food trucks, lots to do and see, and of course world-class skiing.
Wow. I'm still a little bit speechless. The results are really, really good here at the moment, and it's so good to see, so good for the organisers. Big moment now for Australia.
Starting on 13, 1-3.
Yeah, 13 metre, Nick Adams. One of two very good slalom specialists in the Australian team, of course, Nick Adams, will be joined later by Joel Howley. 13 metre line. From Victoria, from Melbourne actually. Very accomplished slalom skier. I'm sure all of Australia's tuned in now to watch this webcast. Sorry if I sound tired, it's because I've just had my first bathroom break for 3 hours, and I've run up the stairs, believe it or not, which it's not something you'd normally see me doing, but I did it, so I'm just a little bit short of breath. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good workout for us up here, right? Third floor.
Yeah, it's
Gonna get super fit.
So this is simple stuff really for Nick Adams.
Yep.
Big. Tall athlete, of course.
6'3".
6'3".
Hmm.
Good skiing.
So you're normally on the shore when you commentate?
Yeah, I guess you are quite often, yeah, down on the edge of the lake. Normally watching the action live too, I guess, over the years, but this is a little bit different. A whole new world now. We're actually, even though we're on a big elevated tower, just to let people know back home, we're actually not watching the skiing so much, we're watching a TV screen. So it's kind of like just
being
sitting
at
down
home
with your pipper and watching a bit of TV and talking about it really, but you're still obviously still part of the action here on site. So we watch Nick Adams now, 12 metre line. A little down course, but he's okay. Reaches a bit across for a 5, he's got 6. Out the gates.
Nice pass.
There's two very good slalom specialists in this field. One's Nick Adams from Australia, and the other's Joel Howley. Joel probably a little bit more experienced, a little bit has better results possibly on less than perfect sites. On the sites that can be a little more. I think Joel's done pretty well over the years at Moomba. Nick maybe not quite so much. So we'll just have to see how they both shape up. But for Australia, it's a great chance here to have two skiers into the final, and that's obviously the aim. Of course, the greatest moment in Australian men's slalom actually came in Asia in 1993 when Brett Thurley won the gold medal there. So they are, well, you could say every time there's been a Worlds in Asia, Australia's won men's slalom. That's actually true, I'm not lying to say that, it's just that it's only happened once. So we're back in Asia, and let's see, at the very least anyway, we want to get Nick Adams and Joel Howley into the final. And possibly one of them on the podium would be a bit big ask, but why not? Okay, 11.25 now. This is when it really gets serious. This is the business end. Around 1 he goes. 11.25. Nick Adams from Victoria. Oh, he's in a bit of trouble here. He needs a big 3 ball. No, he's not going to get it. He gets on the back of the ski. 3 on the 11.25. Pippa's not going to be enough for Nick Adams from Australia.
Yeah, that's a shame. He just looked too relaxed on the gates, I reckon. Maybe taking it a little bit too easy. I don't know.
Yeah. He was down course right from this moment.
Yep.
Really quite late out of 2 actually, and on the back of the ski. And what actually gets him in the end is he ends up right on the back of the ski out of 3 here, I think. Really late as well. It's disappointing for Australia and Nick Adams. 3 on the 11.25 metre line. So, unfortunately, Nick Adams' Worlds are over. I think he's going to be a spectator like the rest of us and enjoy some magnificent ski action over the next few days.
Yeah, you really need a mulligan, don't you? for slalom. You know, a do-over, just a
Oh,
one-off.
absolutely.
Maybe they'll change the world rules. What do you think?
Mm.
No? No chance?
No, not at this level anyway, but no. So he heads back to the dock, Nick Adams. So he'd be disappointed, the Aussie. 3 on the 11.25 metre line. Back in front of the crowd. Great supporters, the Australians. In fact, you know, there's a lot been put into this Australia. I think they call it the One Australia effort. Fundraising's gone on. They've got great Facebook, great marketing. They've got 2 of the greats back running the team. We've got Grant Barnett, who's the team manager, who's been helping us a bit in commentary, and of course the great Ryan Green, team coach. And really quite well organised this year, Australia, and we've seen some good results so far. Obviously Sadie Ferguson so far in the slalom final, looking like she's going to be in the jump final. In fact, I can't remember how we finished up last night. I can't remember if she's confirmed in the jump final or not. I think she might be, because we kind of got a little almost halfway through the jump and then we had to stop last night, so it's a losing track a bit. But I think Sadie's through to the jump final. But yeah, Nick Adams, unfortunately, I don't think we'll make the slalom final because Aussie still have Joel Howley to come. But meanwhile, we're going to the Czech Republic now. Adam Sedlmajer. This is a big moment because he is the world record holder in overall. Big moment in the overall stakes.
Yeah.
Tricked really well yesterday, 10,600 odd points, which puts him in the box seat to take the world overall title. He has won it before, of course, men's overall. I think he might have won it a couple of times over the years at the Worlds. Didn't win it last Worlds though. But it's important because he needs a slalom score. I reckon he needs a slalom score probably deep 11 or even just on the 10.75 to really start to nail home his overall. He's a very good slalom. It's probably his best event of the 3, which is unusual for overall skiers. So, you know, he's looking to nail home a solid slalom performance here and really get in the box seat in that men's overall. So that was 13 metre, 32 off Adam Sedlmajer. It's a good opening pass.
09, 6 to the 09.
Onto the 12 metre line now.
Yeah, just talking about that One Australia initiative by Grant Barnett. That's going really well. I've seen it all over the social media. So it's just a sponsorship awareness campaign, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it is that, but it's also promotion. It's about, you know, they're very competitive and proud people, the Australians. Good at any sport. They've had a few of their top skiers maybe just sort of, you know, like not here, like Josh Bryant obviously with that injury is not here. And Archie Davis, obviously, who was meant to be here but pulled himself out. And probably just looking to rebuild a little bit. You think back in the days when we started skiing, and I think men's jump, of course, in Australia, men's jump, I think 3 of the top 5 jumpers in the world were Australian back in the day, you know, the 80s, early 90s. So they're not quite there. Obviously, Jacinta Carroll is world record holder in jumps, a women's jump, they're sort of, but I think just looking to sort of rebuild a little bit in Australia, which is great. Here's Adam Sedlmajer now, it's 12 metre line. There's no worries at all here at the moment. Across the 5, it's the 6, and great skiing. Onto the 11.25, so this will be crunch pass coming up. We've seen a lot of guys run this pass comfortably, and then every now and again we get a bit of an anomaly where something like just happened to Nick Adams where they just can't run it. And so still, even though we're starting to get used to this 11.25 metre go down, it's still, it's tough enough out there, or it's still just a tough pass, I guess, because the rope's so short, that we are going to see the odd skier miss it. So this is when Adam really needs to be concentrating, really to be on the top of his game.
Yeah, so little room for error. So you're totally right. We need to keep on top of the game. Coming back at 11.75.
11.25.
11.25.
11.25.
Yeah.
Coming up for Adam Sedlmajer, world overall record holder. So you'd expect, obviously, he's favourite for the world overall title at these Worlds. But this is the strongest men's overall field I've ever seen. So he will have to be on top of his game. Look at the concentration on his face. He pulls out wide now, 11.25 metre line. Adam Sedlmajer, the sledgehammer, the sledge, out of the Czech Republic, of course, lives in Florida now. This is looking pretty good at the moment. Round 3 he goes, heads across to 4. He's got 4. He's getting pretty late as he leans across to 5, but I think he's going to be okay. All the way to 6 he goes. Round 6, good pass on the 11.25 metre line.
Showing his 12-metre pass again.
Yeah. So this is the 12-metre pass again. Not sure why we're watching this again. Maybe someone in webcast world has seen something they want to have another look at. So yes, we can confirm once again that he's run the 12-metre line. He's also run the 11, folks. And he will be back in on the 10.75. 3 skiers have completed this pass already today. Of course, they are Dane McClure, Brian Dietrich, and Tebow Deland, of course. Let's see if Adam Sedlmajer can do the same thing. Bit of a log jam around sort of 2, which is common to get a log jam at 2 at 10.75. So you want to get clear of that first and foremost. Here he comes. Through the gates he goes into 1. Yeah, not a too good a 1, but he's out of 2. He's looking okay here as he comes across the 3. Adam Sedlmajer finishes up with 2.5, I think, on the 10.75 metre line. Significant in the fact that he gets ahead of that log jam on 2, which is important. Probably going to be enough to make the final, but we're not guaranteed yet. 2.5's the score. We've actually got ourselves now down to 11 skiers to go. So we've got to the point where we know that Dane McClure's into the final. And also Tebow Deland, I think, are confirmed in the final. So we've got our 2 finalists. You'll have to help me a bit with the maths here. I always get myself a bit confused here. I think I talk faster than I think is probably my problem. But by my reckoning, I've got Dane McClure and Tebow Deland already confirmed in the final.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to see, right? I'm not sure about Tebow. Dane for sure.
No, Dane is for sure. So next competitor is Cole McCormick from Canada. Such a famous family, of course, the McCormick family. Here he goes. 13 metre to start. Cole McCormick. Good pass. Really solid all over it there on the 13 metre line.
And we don't have his profile up at the moment, but he's a pretty big guy, I think. Maybe 6'3".
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't we have his profile? Have we got internet issues? Or?
I think so,
okay,
yeah.
That's a
Internet.
shame. Webcast is still going though, right? Yep, webcast is still going, so obviously having everything electronic, of course, is wonderful nowadays, but if the internet doesn't work or something doesn't work, it's sometimes you wish you're still back in the 1990s when it was written on a piece of paper, so you know exactly what's happening.
Exactly. Have a big file in front of you with everyone's profiles. No
wow,
problem.
if Desbert Kennedy was doing this job, he would have the big folder.
Maybe
I
we
tried
can
to get that folder off Desbert
Yeah.
Kennedy when he retired, but he's not. He's taken it. It's going to be buried with him. He's decided to, hopefully Des is listening. Shout out to you. He was not going to lend it to me, that's for sure. The big folder that he had. He had dossiers on every skier. He had information that even the skier didn't know about themselves. Back on the water though, great start on 12 metre. That was one of the best one boys on 12 metre I've ever seen. Well, definitely seen this week anyway. As Cole McCormick gets down this course. Good pass, wonderful stuff. Great, and you're the expert commentator, Philippa, so you're going to talk us through just why was this one ball so good, because that's sensational.
Yeah. No worries. If we see the instant replay, I'm not sure if we're going to get it up on the screen. Oh. Yep, no replay for this one, but
Oh,
I think he just had a bit of fairy dust out there.
well,
on his one ball.
I'll take it from me. If you didn't see it, it was a magnificent one ball. Really nice tight line out of one. Early as you like for two. So we're short now to the 11.25 metre line. Okay, here comes the replay of Cole McCormick's 12 metre line. Talk us through it, Philippa.
Yeah, it looks nice and stacked, staying out there for the gates. Oh, he's
Actually-
coming back in for the next pass, actually. Can we
Well, we
switch camera views?
Okay, back live, folks. 11.25 metre line. We're never going to get to see that replay, which is a shame, but it was really good. Take it from me. Here we go, 11. Oh, he's scrapping away here. Geez, if he runs this, I'm going to be impressed, but he's getting there. Look at him go. Cole McCormick. Oh, geez, he took a huge hit on two. He couldn't quite, or three, sorry. Couldn't quite do it again on five. That's disappointing. He actually got to the point in the past where he didn't need to turn quite so hard, I think. He was early enough on five. So, geez, I'd love to see a replay of that. That's disappointing because he'd got himself in a bit of trouble early on in the past, but he'd made it up. He was back on it.
He did. I was really surprised that he fell, actually. I thought he was going to run that.
Absolutely. Here we go. We've got a replay. This is 11.25 from the start to end. Cole McCormick. Remember, he has to run this pass to have a chance at making the final. So the pressure's on. And through the gates he goes. Into one ball. Yeah. Not the greatest one, but I think that's kind of his style. So he's on it okay here. Round two. Pretty agricultural around two, but he's had a big lean. That's one of the biggest leans you'll see. Into three, this boy, huge hit, gets away with it. Cross the four ball, back on his heels into four. Round four, he's looking okay here now, a little bit late, but he's sort of on it. And what happens here on five? Comes into five. We're missing a bit of it here. The cameraman's not keeping up.
Oh, I
but
think it did go around.
that,
You just can't hold on.
it was about to be a bigger hit than the Beatles, but he couldn't quite hang on to it. Official score's one, we're just hearing now. Oh, okay. So here I'm talking up, I'm almost running it, but he must have gone inside two, did he? Wow. I didn't notice that. Pippa, did you notice that?
No, I didn't.
Good, you're just as unprofessional as me. Wow.
But yeah, definitely around every single boy, he was kind of rearing up, right?
I was just so excited about the spray and the action and the hits he was taking out there. I didn't actually notice whether he went around the boys or not. Okay, next on, we've got another Canadian athlete, Stephen Neveu. This guy is a sensation. He really is. He's super tall. I think, memory banks, 2013 under 21 Worlds. I was commentating there at Lake Hancock, I think, with the Jarrett Ferraro, who was one of the best commentators in the world. A shout out to Jarrett if you're listening, of course. He'd commentated at Moomba. Magnificent voice, of course. And anyway, I wasn't going to talk about commentators. I'll talk about Stephen Neveu, who ended up winning that slalom title. Now, he had at that stage only been slaloming in a slalom course for 2 years, so he's a phenomenon really. So he's actually only been a slalom course slalomer now for 8 years, but he's one of the world's best.
That's incredible. Just a pure natural talent.
Yeah, also the fact that he's 7 foot tall. He's not 7 foot, but the fact that he's so tall helps, I guess. But he's really strong and a great slalom skier.
Yeah, we're missing Jarrett up here. Jarrett, we wish you were here. Come on down.
So Stephen Neveu opens up with a good 13-metre pass.
It's a giant of a man getting it done.
He's the last skier in Series 2 of slalom. Then we're going to go into Series 1.
Yeah, we are going to refuel before that.
Okay.
Yep. Here he comes back in, 12-metre line. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, 12-metre line. There should be another warm-up pass, I would think, for Stephen, as he just gets his iron out there. Around 2 ball he goes, 12-metre line. Conditions are maintaining here. We're going to have just 9 skiers to go once Stephen is finished. We've found a couple of finalists so far. We know that Dane McClure and Tebow Deland are through to the slalom final. So Stephen Neveu is 25 years of age, from Alberta, Canada. Oh, he was born in Alberta. Sorry, well, he's born in Calgary. He's 6'5", folks. That's what I wanted to know.
Wow.
6'5". That is super tall. Right foot forward. Coached by Matt Reaney. And has won the California Pro-Am in 2016, so he has a professional win to his name. And his personal best is 4 at 10.25. Yeah, so I believe so far into the final we've got the 3 skiers that have run 10.75 by my reckoning are all through the final. Dane McClure, Tebow Deland and Brian Dietrich. Those 3 athletes are through to our slalom final. Congratulations to them. And here we go. Stephen Neveu here. This is 11.25 metre line. Absolute must run for this big tall athlete from Canada. He's getting it done at the moment. Across the 5 ball he goes. A little bit of slack.
Ooh.
And a break forward on 5, but he's okay. Takes the hit.
Whoa. That was a bit of a bobble.
Certainly is, but he runs the pass pretty comfortably here, really, in the end. I mean, I know he was late, but I don't think he was ever going to miss this pass. I'm confident of that. Leans in a bit out of 2 there, but he's pretty on time for 3 here. Starts to get a little down course after this boy, I think. Across to 5 here, yeah. Not great out of 5 for running the 11, but really huckers in for a big lean here. Pushes the ski out around 6. It's set to take the hit. And strong stuff there on that 11.25 metre line. Yeah, he's given the signal that he thought it was a little dodgy out there, and he's happy to have run that pass. Down to the 10.75 now.
This is the crunch pass.
Oh, absolutely. I think the cut is going to end up being around that 2.5. in my opinion. So he needs to get at least get to 2, maybe a little more yet. Into 1 now. This is 10.75. Round 2. Ooh,
Oh.
pops the handle. So he'll get 1.5. That's possibly a score that he might miss out on the final with. So that's a little bit disappointing. I think he if the cut ends up being 2, he's going to be out of the game here. But let's watch him here across to 2. He's thinking about 3, I think. He's fair play to him. He's trying to run the pass. He didn't think about standing up. I guess in his mind, and he's probably right at the moment, you need 4 to get into the final, and that's what he's thinking. But just, you never know. I got a feeling that cut might drop back to 2, so we'll just have to wait and see. So that's it for Series 2. I think coming into commentary to join us for Series 1 is going to be that world-renowned slalom skier Jarrett Llewellyn. He's going to come and join as an expert comments. We have 9 skiers in Series 1. Every one of them a superstar. We've got first up Cory Vaughn from the US of A. Then we've got Brando Caruso of Italy, Joel Howley out of Australia, Thomas Degasperi, former world champion from Italy, Robert Pigozzi, one of the picks, I think, to win this event from the Dominion Republic. John Travers, of course, is a scratching. He's not here, so we'll scratch him off our list. Will Asher, absolute sensation out of Great Britain. Also the defending world champion, Freddie Winter, will be up after him. French competitor, Sasha Descuns. And then, of course, Nate Smith, the world record holder. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's all before us. Exciting stuff. The world of water skiing will be watching. And the eyes, of course, will be on Putrajaya here in Malaysia. So we'll be back very shortly with the men's slalom seed 1.
Thank you very much, Glenn. And thank you, Jared, for commentating. See ya.
Putrajaya, Malaysia this August to watch the world's best water skiers in action. Don't miss it.
Watch the best water skiers in the world compete at the 2019 World Waterski Championships in Putrajaya, Malaysia.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Putrajaya. This is men's slalom seed 1 about to start. If you're around the world tuning to the webcast, absolute sensation with 3 skiers so far into the 10.25. So we have got 9 skiers to run to get through to the men's slalom. We've run the numbers here. At the moment the cut is around 4 at 10.75, but it possibly might drop back a little bit just depending how things go. We've got, at the moment we can confirm Dane McClure with 2 at 10.25, Tebow Deland with 1.5 at 10.25, and Brian Dietrich from California with 1 at 10.25 are all in to the slalom final. We're on now. We've got Cory Vaughn from the USA. I'm joined with expert comments from Jarrett Llewellyn. Morning, Jarrett.
Morning. There's incredible skiing going on. Some great action. Just totally enjoying it. Conditions are holding out really well. Pretty much staying the same for everybody through the whole competition. And everybody's stepping up, skiing well. Great opening pass for Cory there. Solid skier, always in the mix in the Pro Tour circuit. So starting at 13 there. Interesting. Some skiers have come off the dock at 28 off, some at 32 off, and just depending on which end, some of these skiers have had some practice here, like one end better than the other end. The boat seems to be sitting down there about 60 minutes at that end, 50 minutes at this end. So there's a lot of head games going on in the tournament.
Absolutely. And I think also what's happened now is with some guys running into 10.25 is that the positivity on the dock has lifted a lot, which is great. And, you know, they're all pumped up. Just got a quick service announcement here. Jan Thurg has just asked if Martin Schmidt could meet her at the bottom of the tower, please. That's the big tower. Martin Schmidt could meet Jan down the bottom of the tower. Well, back on now. We'll have 12 metre line from Cory Vaughn from the northern end. Still pretty nice. It's not glass calm anymore, though.
No, it has picked up, and not only that, the wind's coming across, which is definitely skiers don't really like that. You're always having to think through the pass. A little stumble there on the pull out there, but we'll see. That won't set him up too easy. This is a opener warm up for him.
Yeah, 12 metre now. Very solid at the moment as he makes his way down. Round 4, heads across the 5. Yeah, it's solid, good opening pass. I mean, good second pass, good 12 metre pass, no worries at all. Cory Vaughn.
Yeah, just going back to that side breeze, you kind of want just a nice head or tail would be easier to deal with, because you only have to think and know that you need to keep the line tight in the tail and pull long and ahead. But when it's cross, you're always having to think buoy to buoy. Then when you switch up, you go the other way. It's your onside or your offside. So a lot of mental things going on there.
Extra hard for jumpers like you to have to think as well, you know, through the slalom course.
Yeah. I just try to think of the jumping. And
exactly. Yeah.
It's too much going on in slalom and trick nowadays.
And you got to slalom. The other problem, you got to concentrate for 16 seconds. It's quite often tough for top jumpers. So Cory Vaughn now onto the 11.25 metre line. Benjamin Stadlbaur from Switzerland. He's sitting on 3.5 at 10.75. He's the guy that we'll be watching because that's the mark to beat now. If you beat 3.5 at 10.75, you're into the final. If someone doesn't get that far, then they're through to then Benjamin's through to the final. Here we go, 11.25 metre line, Cory Vaughn. Round 3 goes. Heads to 4, such a critical pass for him to run. He's late, but I think he's going to get there. He's going to be conservative on 5, pulls all the way to 6, takes the hit.
Woo.
Oh, squeaks out the gates. So, Jarrett, I don't think, I think he was always going to, he managed the pass well, I guess is what I'm trying to say, but he was late, but I think he always had it under control.
He did. You know, once you get behind in rough conditions and you're trying to make up from buoy and the few little rollers, he's just wheeling out of the turn, getting a little bit farther behind, and did a couple check stops there and didn't panic too much, as long as the panic doesn't come in too much, and he had a lot of slack going out the gates, but he's probably just shaking that off for the next pass.
Great shot here of Aussie driver, of course, Glenn Martin. One of the best slalom drivers in the world, of course. He's top boat driver at Moomba every year now. Just a youngster too. I don't know how old he is. I'm guessing he's still in his early 30s. Glenn started driving at Moomba at only about 24, 25 years of age. He's one of those guys that was born to drive a boat. So it's great to have him here at the Worlds. Very, very high standard of officiating at these Worlds.
Yeah, definitely hot out there. No tops on the boat, so these guys are putting in some long hours in the boat.
Okay, 10.75. At this stage, he needs more than 3.5. That could change, but 3.5 is the mark at the moment to make it into the World's Slalom Final. Oh! I think the boat stopped on him there. I don't think that was anything to do with anything he was doing. And this is now a replay of Stephen Neveu, so we don't worry about that. We need to see a replay of what's going on. Cory Vaughn's in the water by the gate, but I think it was a boat malfunction, or the driver stopped, or because it looked to me like the line just went slack on him, Jarrett.
Yeah, it just had a pretty good pull out, and boat just backed off. So good speed here, gliding in, sitting back a little bit, but little caught, well, and then the rope just dropped out on him, boat backed off. So obviously maybe one of those big lizards swimming through.
Possibly.
I've heard a couple of people said there was one the size of the boat. So
wow. Godzilla.
That's why they call it Godzilla.
Yeah.
I didn't quite clue in on the first few days, and then they realized that that's why they call it Godzilla.
I'm not sure what's happening here, Jarrett. We'll try and give our viewers an update. There's a bit of a cross breeze you can see there, but it looks bad. It's not as bad as you think, because once you get in the course, there is that windbreak. So although there's definitely a breeze there, I mean, it's obvious, but once you get into the course, there is at least that windbreak.
Little chop, sometimes consistent chop is nice, knocks some of the rollers down and keeps everything a little more consistent. And some of the guys in practice said that actually when there was a little bit of breeze, it felt a little bit better. So, but crosswind always makes it a little difficult. And with the big scores, like you said earlier, it's definitely changed the game, what everybody's going off. But the big thing is, you're not out here to win today. You're in here to make it in the top 12 and be able to ski again. So a little bit odd. They're taking them actually back to the dock. So
yeah, I think that's just because they've got to keep that boat running up and down.
Oh,
Keep the consistency.
good call.
Yeah. We had something happened with the boat. I'd say I don't think it would actually be the boat. I think it'd be something to do with the zero off or the satellites or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we've had some problems up here with the rain last night. It was incredible how fast it came in, and had some lightning, and we lost power, and this morning definitely struggling in the morning, and lost some Wi-Fi. I think all the viewers are back on, and apologize for that, but we've been running and filming, so no matter what, you'll be able to watch that later today and watch all the skiing. And go to World Water Skiers, and at the bottom of the page, all the videos are there. Flip through the tabs, and there'll be videos and photos and everything of the event, and we'll keep you up to date as much as we can. But it is one beautiful sight. It's hopefully we'll pack this stadium here tomorrow.
Yeah, look forward to that. Certainly a lot of work has been put in by the organisers to get a good crowd in for the weekend.
Cory looking pretty
Pretty
cash
relaxed.
there, yeah, pretty
Yeah.
relaxed to get himself a beer there. Little cruising in the family boat.
He's got an interesting sense of humour, Cory. I remember the first time he came to Moomba quite a few years ago. He made the slalom final, and I think he ended up slalom. If you remember, he put an old slalom boy on his head like a hat. And Des Big Kennedy and I were commentating, and we wondered what the heck was going on. And I remember at the time thinking that was possibly a little bit disrespectful, or maybe he wasn't concentrating enough, but he actually slalom really well, so it's kind of his quirky sense of humour, I think.
Yeah, he's pretty laid back. He's pretty a jokester. They had an event up in Canada, the Canadian Open, and there was a team competition, and he was right in there with the kids, bandanas, and he was definitely a team player. So he likes to not take it too serious. When he's on the water, he's serious, but he's a pretty funny guy.
Oh, there's Tebow Deland
Tebow,
out
oh,
there.
yeah, boy.
Well done, mate, on the slalom.
Man, that was some
Sensational.
ripping. What the heck?
Yeah.
The
All the
Frenchies.
boys, all the French.
I think they going to buy an apartment here. They've been here so long.
They're well organised, the French. They always are at the World Championships. Okay, shouldn't be too long, and we will be back on with Cory Vaughn, 10.75.
Yeah, not only everybody's just skiing for themselves and trying to make the cut, but the team competition, the overall competition, there's a lot of stress, a lot of going around the site right now. Everyone's kind of in their zone and trying to do their deal. And
yeah, well, we're right kind of in the middle, in that middle space, but no one really knows who's winning or losing, so it's enough to go. But anyway, here's Cory Vaughn, 10.75 metre line. Round one, not a good one. He's in trouble for two, and he's inside two.
yeah, not too happy with that.
That is disappointing, because he won't make the. Well, I wouldn't have thought he'd make the final with that. It is going to be a little tougher for these top last few seeds, I think, Jarrett, to get a good start on 10.7 up at that end of the course.
I don't know if we get a replay on that, but he was
Yeah.
pretty aggressive. He pulled out. I think he was going to go for it, but that cross tailwind coming into ball one, I think he came in a little hot that he expected, and just was a little bit down course, and he tried to slam the ball and make it up, and it stood him up, and that was it. He was done.
So he's got one at 10.75. That does mean that Benjamin Stadlbaur now of Switzerland is through to the final. Congratulations. We've got 4 finalists now. Cory Vaughn with one at 10.75. That puts him into probably about 11th spot, I think, now. Oh, actually probably 12th spot. So it would take an absolute miracle. The tournament would probably have to just about stop now, I think, for Cory Vaughn to make the final. So that is a little disappointing.
Yeah, Benji at 3.5. Carlo at 2.5. So we got a little bit. Adams at 2.5, and
Okay, we've got out on the water now. We've got Brando Caruso of
Italy.
And he has, I think, started on 13. I didn't actually hear it from the boat, but it looks like 13 metre to me. And completes that opening pass.
Yeah, no, Brando's an incredible skier, youngster. Some big scores over the year. Was a 3-event skier, and now solely focusing on the slalom, and doesn't do the tour all over the world, but has been doing the European circuit, and always does really well at every competition, and has most of the Italian records. So we're going to see a big score out of him today. Started at 13.
Absolutely. He'll get, obviously, next pass is 12 metre. And at this stage, what's our cut looking like now? We go to Carlo Allais, of course, with his 2.5 at 10.75. So that's the score to beat at the moment. It's 2.5 at 10.75 to get into the final. We've got a bunch of guys with 2 at 10.75. I think 4 of them in total. And that will be interesting. There's potential maybe for a runoff to get into the final. We'll just have to wait and see. Here we go, Brando Caruso from Italy, 12 metre line. Round 1 he goes. Good start on 1. Round 2. World Championships, folks, 2019 here in Putrajaya. Men's slalom, seed 1 elimination round. And Brando Caruso completes the 12 metre line.
Yeah, definitely solid pass there. Was I don't know, was taking a little first pass, a little cautious, went out the gate a little late, and definitely stepped up. That was as clean as it can be.
Now down to the 11.25 metre line. That's short line, real short line stuff for these guys now.
Yeah, the 11 we call 38 off, or 11 is actually a half foot short of the buoy.
Absolutely,
It's actually 37.5 feet from the center of the course to the buoy. So I like to call that, you know, -1, or, you know, we could actually say we're almost at 0.
Yeah.
And now you have to use your body. This is where this event doesn't play on my behalf. So
this is when it becomes a tall man's game.
yeah, like at 43, like 5'5", that's I'm done.
Yep.
Like
Yep,
can't get
exactly.
around that buoy anymore. So, but this is a must pass for Brando.
Absolutely. Here we go. 11.25 metre line now. This is Italian Brando Caruso, men's slalom elimination round. Round 1 he goes. He's got 2. Looks a little slow out of 2. He needs a big 3, I think, to get back on. He does get a big 3. Round 4. He's getting it done here. Across the 5. He's got 5. He'll get the 6. Good pass. Really good pass. He didn't look super flash out of 2, but he made it up, and that's a good pass on the 11.25.
Yeah, left foot forward skier, actually getting a few delayed turns out of 135 side. Playing a little cautious at the start and had to do that big 3 ball, which he got, and got right back in the game. But
okay, so the picture here is he needs more than 2.5 to be guaranteed into the final. The reality is probably anything more than 2, though, gets him in the ballpark. The difference between, it's huge. The difference between getting 1 and 2 on this next pass, or 1 and 2.5, is huge. So it comes down a lot to set up for the gate, I think, Jarrett, and getting a good gate. Now, we do just have a little bit of a cross breeze up at that end, so it's really going to be tough. He's going to have to super concentration, I think, on this 10.75.
yeah, that 3 ball right there, that was a big turn. He was kind of a little bit wheelied out of 1 and 2. Back in the game at 3. Kind of a little bit down here at 4. Decent 5. And probably just thinking in his head, I gotta get back in here and tighten up the line a little bit to get down on this pass and get myself into the final.
Okay, back live now. We've got Brando Caruso. Hopefully we get to the live pictures, because here we go. This is so critical to get a good gate and a good 1. Yeah, pretty good, I think. Good start. Round 2, he's looking good. He gets across the 3, getting down course. Big 3 ball. Can he get the 4?
Oh, yes.
Oh, almost goes over the jump ramp. Well, he said he'd retired from jump, but he almost re-entered it there. But that's a good score. I think he'll be through to the final with that. Put your hands together. Brando Caruso from Italy will conform the score. Okay, so he's got a piece of 4 ball by the sound of the scores. We don't know yet whether it's 3.5 or 3 1/4. Let's look at this 1 ball. I didn't think it was too bad, actually.
Yeah, that was a really good 1 ball. Kept the line pretty tight. Good edge change here. Coming off the handle a little bit, but decent turn. Oh, losing the line, being inside. Pulls hard here. Gets his width and speed.
Yep.
Little down course
Oh,
here,
wow.
just big check turn, but
Now the judges are
just-
reviewing this next one, Jarrett, whether it's a quarter or a
he-
half.
yeah,
so,
he's fighting for it. He knows that this is definitely going to get him into the next round.
so you be
if
the
you get
judge at home, viewers. What do we got here?
Oh yeah, 3.5. He got
Yep.
outside that.
It's 3.5, and that's what the judges have given him actually. So and almost the jump ramp, but that will get him through to the final. So congratulations, back on the water. Wake up Australia. Well, it's probably almost lunchtime there, so you will be awake just after lunch. Here's Joel Howley, that superstar out of Queensland. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, Joel Howley. There on his Conley slalom ski, getting it done. Pretty sure this will be 13 metre to start. Well done, Joel Howley.
Yeah, Joel is an incredible skier. He's just always in the mix. Had really good run at Moomba this year, and some really big scores. I heard he was switching up some things mid-season, and looks like he's back to a great setup with his skis.
Yeah, so which we should pull up his profile on Worldwide Water Skiers, but I think I watched the webcast of the Swiss Pro-Am where he set a new Australian record. I don't know if that's been confirmed yet, but was that 5, I think? Was it 5 at 10.25 that he skied? And which you could pretty much call the Southern Hemisphere record, I would think. I don't know, I can't think of anything right now, anyone from the Southern Hemisphere that would have skied more than that.
I do remember that. I can't remember
Yeah.
if it had passed, but he had some huge scores at Swiss, and
Yeah, he did.
some really big scores. And
But he's good. He's not a one-trick pony though. He can ski really well as well in less than perfect conditions, because we've seen that at Moomba. You know, he skied. I think he was 3rd at Moomba this year, so he's got the creds on the less than perfect conditions. So we'll see how Joel Howley goes.
yeah, really well-centered skiers. He's got good leg action, stays over his ski, keeps the line tight all the time. Definitely what you need out here. See how he goes.
Yeah, so this will be 12 metre from the northern end. Good start on 1. Nice out of 2. Looks so good, doesn't he?
Yeah, just lines tight as can be. Nice,
Good pass,
super
12
pass.
metre.
Joel, I love his Instagram posts and his Facebook. He's always with the kids, going around the
Loves it,
world. And he's
yeah.
just he's a super nice guy. Just
Really nice guy,
spends
yeah.
so much time with the kids and coaching, and
I've
it's
seen him
always
do
great to
some-
see. If you need to watch or follow someone on in the water ski community, Joel's definitely one you should be looking up.
Yeah, I've seen some wacky videos. I've seen Joel in South Korea, I think, coaching at a lake, and they were using an outboard to ski behind, and he went and had a slalom set behind an outboard at 58.15 off, I think, on the 18 metre. And it's just a hilarious video if you ever get a chance to have a look at it. Shout out to Mike Wortman in New Zealand if you're watching, because Mike Wortman and Joel Howley are like bestest buddies. I'm sure Mike Wortman will be watching Joel slalom here.
Just the other day, I noticed Joel at the practice lake, and the boot that he runs on the front. It's everyone usually got their boot cut down, and Joel's got the
It's high, yeah.
pretty big setup, pretty stiff. So there's not just one rule of thumb to everything in slalom. Everybody's got different techniques and styles. So whatever works for you, and what Joel's setup is definitely working for him.
11.25 now. Must run. Geez, he's looking good at the moment. Round 4. He's cruising this pass. That is just sensational. Super easy. Really nice pass from Joel Howley on the 11.25. He just cruised that pass, Jarrett.
Yeah, just ripped right through that. Lots of confidence and going for it. So I think if there's another person that might be able to run the next pass, is definitely Joel. Anybody that does well at Moomba is going to do well out here, and Joel's
Absolutely.
always done well. Actually, I put my money on Emma Shears. I was really
Me too.
seeing Emma out there. I was just so excited to see her back skiing and getting back in the groove. And I wouldn't put a lot of money on it. She went down a little bit early, but that's too bad. Maybe we can get up here and talk over the weekend and
Yeah,
see
it'd be
how
great to
everything's
get
going.
Emma in to do some expert comments. Maybe the women's slalom final. That would be sensational to have her here. We'll just watch the slow-mo replay of Joel Howley on 11.
Yeah, Joel just keeping the line really nice, coming in on his onside here. Just ripping the ski around. Good edge changing. No head movement around. As good as it can be out here. Just so supple. Just letting everything happen. Just letting the ski ride, swing out. That was pretty easy.
Okay, here we go. Big moment. 10.75 for the Aussie, Joel Howley. See how he goes. Into one he goes. Round one. Oh, good one. That's a great start. Round two. Looks so good here. Look at him go. Round three. Not such a good three, though. Oh, that's disappointing. Look, wow, that's close actually to being into the final. But I think when the wash comes out, he will make the final. But he's just left the door open a bit for some others.
Yeah, he definitely had a one here that was as good to run that pass as we've seen all day. Right tight on the right-hand gate ball there. Line is super tight. Yeah, pretty good, but the ski just ripped around. He lost no angle there. Good edge change right out there. Down course a little bit. And I think at this point he was just thinking, I just want to maybe get in, just make sure I get a good turn here. And just, it's just...
Because if he gets scored 3 here, I think he's in.
I think he's definitely going to get 3.
So if he's 2.5, I think he's tied for the bubble. I'm just losing track of myself here. So the score's important.
I'm calling 3.
Yeah, I'll go for 3 as well. David, did we get a score?
It's under review.
Okay, they're reviewing it. They're reviewing the score. And I think I'm going to say that if he's got 3, he is automatically into the final. If he's got 2.5, he's going to have to wait and watch for a little while here.
Yeah, with the one that he had, I was thinking that he was going to run it, but I think in his head he knew that the cut was going to be 3, and that's why he kind of laid up.
Back on the water now, Thomas Degasperi from Italy. Of course, he did win the Member Masters this year in Melbourne, and a lot of talk around the side. I've bumped into 2 or 3 guys that really know their stuff in slalom. They're actually picking him as a favourite in this event because he's big and strong and because he's got a good history at Moonburn, and because he has, I think, won the world title 2 times previously. So he's got the runs under the belt, I guess, so to speak. So Thomas Degasperi starts here on the 13-metre line.
Yeah, he's a veteran in doing this. He's been to a lot of world championships, always in the mix, but he's pretty good around the world championships. He digs deep and he always comes up. He's won a few world titles, so and like you said, he's done really well at Moonbus, and we're looking to see that he'll do really well here.
Yeah, 2-time world champion, of course. Member Masters champion, Thomas Degasperi. Bit of a household name in Italy. He's a superstar back home in Italy. He won Dancing with the Stars in Italy. Any Dancing with the Stars fans around the world?
Right foot forward skier, I believe, riding a good, and
Here we go. This is 12-metre line. Thomas Degasperi from Italy. I will confirm Joel Howley's score when I get it. I still haven't heard it, but it was a judge's review. It's either going to be 3 or 2.5. I think I'm hearing 3, so it looks like Joel Howley will have 3 and he should be into the slalom final. So Aussie fans can breathe a sigh of relief as we watch Thomas Degasperi run the 12-metre line.
yeah, looked pretty solid there, Thomas. A little bit narrower gate than most of the skiers, one-handed. Nice straight up over his ski. Ski's hooking up really well. Little drop in there, but no big deal. Just feeling everything out, feeling out what that end of the lake feels like, feeling what the crosswind feels like. He's thinking the whole time about his next passes, what he needs to do. You know, standing down on the dock, you know, there's a lot of nerves, thinking, you know, what is it really like out there? You're watching the other skiers ski. What am I going to start with? And then once you get out there, it's like, just do your deal. And usually the the butterflies go away, and standing on the dock is the hardest thing. So Thomas has had 2 goes at this. He knows what the conditions are now, and he's going to go for it. So
here we go. Thomas Degasperi, 2-time world champion, current Moomba Masters champion, 11.25. Needs to run this pass, and at this stage, get 3 boys on the next pass to make into the slalom final.
Great 1 ball.
Gets good out of 2. 2's his good side, of course. 3's good. This is looking great. Oh,
Whoa.
Double take on into 4 ball, but he's okay, folks. He's late. He should get to 6. Wow, he's got the pass, folks, but I'm looking forward to seeing this replay because he looked to be right on the back of the ski into 4 ball.
Yeah, he kind of loaded up through. Great 1 ball here. We'll see how tight line is here. Just standing there waiting for it. Well, little drop in, but ski hooks up really well. Good edge change. Right tight on 2 ball. No worries here. Really solid here. And he gets it just loaded up, and it just on his edge change just loads up the ski, and it actually recoils on him. But he controls it. He gets back into the game. A little narrow at 5 ball. But being tall, no worries at 6 ball. So a little bit of a slap in the face there at 4 ball, and
woke him up.
Yep, woke him up, and sometimes that's good to get you back in the game.
Okay, this is the critical pass, of course. 3 boys gets him into the final. For sure. If he gets less than 3, he's going to have to wait and see what happens. Good news is the conditions are holding. It certainly has not really got any worse or anything in the last half an hour. It's holding. We've got that cross breeze, which is protected somewhat, of course, by the wind and wave breaks. So here we go, 10.25 now. Thomas Degasperi needs 3 boys. Round 1, bit of slack on 1, but he's okay, I think. Round 2, big 2 ball. That's his good side, of course. And he's around 3. He's got the 3. He's in the final. He's got 4. Can he run it? I think he can. He's stretched out for 5. Round 5, heads across. No, he doesn't. He's happy though. Of course he's happy. Yep. 5 on the 10.75. He's through to the final. He's actually one of those skiers. He's been around long enough. He's experienced. He doesn't have to run 10.75 today, and he knows that.
Yeah.
He has to make the final.
Yeah. He was
experienced campaigner. Some of the younger guys would have pushed hard to try and run that, but
really good. A little down course here, loses the line, but doesn't panic. Good exchange, good speed, gets out, has his width there. Really good 2 ball, just hooked up. Right up over the ski here. Down course just a bit. Going hard there, got lots of speed, good swing.
Just to add to the...
Great foot, almost goes out the front there, leaves the ski behind.
Just to add to the drama, Jarrett, we do have a gate review here for Thomas Degasperi. We've had word that we are reviewing the gates, not that we're doing it, the judges are reviewing the gates, the entry gates, which would be obviously a big moment. We'll have to let you know as soon as we know what's happening there.
Yeah, these guys are so dialed in. They're right on top of that right-hand gate ball, especially on that pass. They're going to be aggressive, so they might...
I haven't heard anything, and we're on to the next skier, so we'll presume he got the gates, folks. I'm sure he did. And we're back on the water now. Next athlete, of course, is Robert Pigozzi. He is so exciting. The way this guy leans out of the buoy is second to none in the world. A lot of good money on this guy. You know, if you listen to guys around the world that know a bit about slalom, they're talking about this guy as the next best thing, the next big slalom skier around the world, and also a good shot possibly at taking out this event.
For sure, he's definitely a unique style, even on the gate, everywhere. You look here, a little different style, but he just goes like a madman through the wakes, gives him lots of space at the buoy. Really talented over his ski. And he's so young that he's just willing to just hang it out there. And he's had a few wins under his belt. And, well, geez, just a huge 3 ball there.
Yeah,
just
massive.
incredible. That some of the stuff he hangs on, you see some of the photos that come out, it's just absolutely incredible. Whoa, ski tail slide there at 4 ball. So, having a few wins under his belt as a youngster, you know, makes the older guys a little bit scared because when this guy figures it out, he's going to do really well at all competitions. So but I think everybody's saying that they're putting their money on him because you know, he's just willing to go for it, and in these conditions you need to do that. Everybody, you know, World Championships, you tend to clam up and get nervous and back off, and I don't think that Robert's going to do that here.
No, he doesn't seem like the type of guy to back off in anything, really. Here we go. This is 12-metre line now. Robert Pigozzi, round 1 he goes, 12-metre line. Big lean, round 3. He's so strong. He's got 5 and 12-metre line, no problem at all for Robert Pigozzi from the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, I think that pass was even better than the first pass. I think he settled down. I think, you know, coming out here and feeling the conditions, I think he was biting off a little bit more than he should be, but I think he backed off there, and really well done pass. Just the way he lets the ski swing out, he just leans, just totally got the arm back engaged, lets it swing out, gives him lots of time at the buoy. Ski just working so well for him. Been riding that reflex for quite a while. Really nice to watch how he stands up over his ski and just swings it out, and it comes up under him, snaps. It's just the best in the business right now. As a youngster, it's incredible to see.
Yeah, really nice pass, 12-metre line there from Robert Pigozzi. He's on to the 11.25 now. From the start dock end, here we go, Robert Pigozzi, World Slalom Elimination round, the men's, of course, seed 1, 11.25 metre line. Round 1 he goes. Cross to 2. Round of 3. Oh, big 3-ball, and he needed. He was starting to get a bit down course. Round 4, he's running late, but he's going to get this, folks. He's across to 6, and a lot of slack. Takes the hit, out the gates. Put your hands together, 11.25 metre line. Robert Pigozzi.
Wow, some incredible edge changes there, especially going into 3-ball. We'll see it again here. Pretty good start. Nice 1-ball. Snaps up over here. Stand up over the ski well early, comes around pretty good, but he loads the ski up, I think, right here. Really kicks on him, throws him out. He's a little bit back foot, handles it unbelievably. It snaps here. Just using his legs and his knees, handling all the conditions, what's being thrown at him. And actually by that time, by 5-ball, he was just no problems.
Boom, there comes the hit, but he was always going to hang on to that, and then completes the 11.25 metre line as Robert Pigozzi.
Yeah, that's a pretty minor hit for him.
It
so
is, yeah.
it's, I probably wouldn't have skied away from it, but Robert does that all day long.
Okay, we're down to the 10.75. 3 boys gets him into the final.
Yeah, his gait is definitely really unique to everyone. One-handed, leans up, the way he swings out, leans into the ski, into the course, but gets an incredible swing. Great 1-ball.
Oh, he's in trouble here. Oh, this could be a huge upset, Jarrett, because one of the favourites, Robert Pigozzi, is going to struggle to make the final now. This is unbelievable stuff. We'll watch the replay, but I think he's going to end up with a score of just 2 on the 10.7. What went wrong here, Jarrett?
Yeah, decent 1-ball. Coming in a little hot, but not too bad. Gets a good hookup, but just launches into 2-ball, taking a ton of speed. And the ski just chattered there and then jumped up underneath him, and it just reset in the wrong position, and he tried to hang on to all that load, and it just threw him.
Ragdolls across the lake, and there's some concern now too. I've heard asked the rescue boat to get there. I think he's okay though. I think it's more that he knows that.
Yeah, we see a few guys hanging on to some stuff, trying to really go for it, and
well, actually, we have had. We probably should update the list. Lucas Spinelli earlier on this morning actually hurt his ankle. We could see that. He's been taking off X-rays. He's actually broken a couple of bones in his foot. So that's Lucas Spinelli, the Italian athlete. I think he had 4 at 11. So we have already had an injury today. So hopefully no more. But it's just that, you know, the pressure on these guys. They want to make the final. They're pushing hard.
Yeah, today's do or die. I'm going to the finals, and I'm, you know, haul me off, or I'm going to get in. So Robert knew that he needed another buoy there to get in, and so Robert's taken some pretty big hits, but that was a really good one. And Spinelli, that's too bad that he. I mean, when he fell, he did like 3 or 4 spins, and his back foot came out, and the binding didn't release. So that was. That was not looking good.
No, it's not. And he's going to struggle now. I don't think 2 will end up being enough, because what would have to happen for him to get in the final now is that there'd have to be 2 of the next 4 skiers not make it to 2.5 on the 10.7.
And that could happen.
Yeah, it could happen. But then, even then, Robert would be involved in something like a 5-way runoff.
Yeah.
To get in. So there's a
and
couple
with the names
of,
that are coming, you're not really.
Yeah, we've got Will Asher, Freddie Winter, Sasha Descuns, Nate Smith. You know, really, none of that. You'd almost put your house on those guys all getting
you would,
more than
yeah,
2.5,
for sure.
10.75. So that is a bit of devastation there. One of the favourites I thought for the event, Robert Pigozzi, is unfortunately looking like he's going to miss the final. David, can we confirm if T-Gas has got his gates, mate? Because apparently there's 2 different scores online. That's pretty important.
Just a beautiful city, Putrajaya. It's everybody's been taking care of us. The people are great. You were talking about it earlier, but we were here. I was here back on the World Cup. You know, what's that? 2008-9, and they just built that hotel, and it's actually under renovation. But we had such a good time there. But Hanna Fur has done so much work in all the rocks around the lake, and conditions seem to be a lot better, and the skiers are skiing incredible.
Yeah, magnificent scores.
A lot of effort to put into this event, and hats off to Hanna Fur and the whole team putting this together.
Okay, so no Jonathan Travis at these World Champs, we believe. That's what I'm hearing. He unfortunately rolled his ankle.
Getting in the boat,
Getting in the boat, yeah, jumping in the boat.
I think he jumped in the boat. He was carrying some weights, is the story I heard, and stepped on the step in the back of the boat, and just happened to be just off balance, and
That's
boom, that was it. I think you should go with the story that he was skiing and
he was coming around
I don't think you want to admit that you roll your foot in the boat. So.
Okay, so we're moving on now. We've got Will Asher from Great Britain, former world record holder, of course. Will has got a personal best. I'm gonna say 2 at 9.75. I'll pull up his profile, but of course one of the great slalom skiers of all time. So the bubble now is with Robert Pigozzi not getting 3 at 10.75. The bubble now is 2.5. We've got a couple of skiers on 2.5 at 10.75. If all 4 of these last few skiers get more than 2.5, then I think we might have a runoff situation appearing for those 2 guys on 2.5, which is possible. We'll just have to wait and see. Here's Will Asher. This will be, I'm pretty sure, 13 metre. We'll confirm that for you. 13 metre. Of course, Will from Great Britain, right foot forward skier, former world record holder. He from that famous Hazelwood family, of course. And we saw his cousin, of course, Robert Hazelwood. I think he's one of the guys on 2 at 10.75. So whether there's the bunch of them now, there's 5, I think, now skiers on 2 at 10.75. Whether they are required to have a runoff or not is probably looking unlikely now, but that, of course, involves Will's cousin, Rob Hazelwood. So plenty of action to happen here. We watch the great Will Asher and the way he turns this 2-4 side. You'll see a little bit later on as the rope gets shorter, but he's just so tight out of those 2-4 balls there. Really magnificent slalom skier.
Yeah, just textbook. Reminds me a lot like Andy Mapple. Just the way he stands over his ski, the way he edge changes, the way that his knees come up on his edge change, just flawless, and what you'd want your kids to, the style that you would want to simulate. I just got a text from John Travers. He actually tore a ligament and a muscle, I think, in his ankle, and he'll be off for a few weeks. And it's sorry that he's not here. And
yeah,
but I think he better let us know that. Come up with a better story, John. Let us know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, surfing or something like that. Here we go. Big pass.
Yeah, 12-metre line now for Will Asher from Great Britain. Round 1 he goes. There's a little bit of chop on the water out there now, but it's not too bad. And if, as Jarrett said before, it probably knocks the top off the rollers a little. And that's not a bad pass there for Will Asher, 12-metre line, easy as you like.
Yeah, you definitely see in the Series 1, guys are starting to relax, and just the way they swing the ski and the experience that they have is what sets apart. A lot of these guys, top Series 1 and 2, everybody is capable of being out here, but these guys have done it over and over and over again in bad good conditions, and they just ride their skis so well, and that's what sets them apart from everybody else. Just tight line, easy as can be. It's only a second pass, but he's just feeling out the conditions here. But just see how centered and stays right over. No head swing. Tight line. Right foot forward skier, right in the HO.
Yeah,
Just
pretty basic stuff there. From
beautiful to
Malaysia.
watch.
Yeah,
Just
it's
beautiful,
awesome.
yeah.
He's so good. Everyone around the world has their favourite slalom skier, and there's certainly many that consider Will Asher to be their favourite slalom skier. Possibly getting towards the end of his career. He'd love to finish off, I'm sure, with a world title here, gold medal. Here he is now. This is 11.25 metre line. Round 2 he goes. Looks comfortable at the moment. Round 3. Oh, breaks forward on 3. Needs a big 4-ball, which he gets, of course. Round 5. Turns slow on 5, but that's to make sure he doesn't fall off, I think. And a full pass.
Wow. That was a little bit of a check right there at 3-ball. Coming in a little hot on the gate there. Looked like he was trying to dish off some speed.
Yeah, because this is his offside, isn't it? 1, 3, 5, and he's not a bad one.
Yeah, looked pretty good there. A little down course, but not too bad. Good edge change there into 2-ball. Hooked up really well. Looks pretty relaxed here. Just sitting here, and I think just dipped in and just, just dropped in. Not a big deal for him. Right back into a 4-ball. Big.
Look at that for a 4-ball.
Big 4-ball.
Wow.
Whoa. Oh, a little chatter there, but no problem. He's not panicking. Just lets it swing out and 6 and go for the cut.
Cool, calm, and collective at the moment. Collected is Will Asher, but here's the business here now. 10.75. 3 is the aim really, because he wants to avoid that runoff if he can. When you're a seasoned pro like Will Asher, you try if you can to avoid a runoff with a whole bunch of young guys. So I would think that he'll be looking. Obviously, he'll try and run it, but first aim is to make sure he gets a clean 3 and guarantees himself a spot in the final. If he gets 2.5, I think is potential for a runoff situation. And at this stage, I don't think 2 is enough. So let's see how he goes. Needs a really good start through the gates and into 1 boy. Round 1 he goes. Oh, breaks forward on 1. He's going to need a really good 2, which he gets. Look at him go. What a legend. Round 3. How professional is that, Jarrett?
Just knows what he needs to do.
He knew what he needed, and he got it. 3 boys.
Yeah, it looked like on his edge change into 1-ball, maybe sitting a little bit back on the edge change, but just handled it pretty well coming out of 1.
So I'm thinking, Jarrett, once he came out of 1-ball here, he realised it was 3. All he thought about was 3.
Yeah.
I think that the
Sitting
chances
there,
of running it are gone here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just checking himself there, just on the tail a little bit, coming into 1-ball, but comes out of it pretty good. Knows here I'm going to get 3. Actually, pretty decent shape. He probably could have turned that definitely for sure and could have gone
In
for
the
four,
final,
but
I
he
think
knew
he
it.
would.
He knew it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's smart.
Yeah.
Well done to Will Asher.
Yeah, riding that new Syndicate Omega and looking pretty comfortable. And all that counts is just go to the next round.
Absolutely.
No one's going to win today. No one's taking the medal.
Yeah. Well, next competitor, of course, is the defending champion in men's slalom. He won the gold, of course, in Paris in 2017. It's Freddie Winter. Freddie Bear Winter, as his friends call him.
Yeah, Freddie, another right foot forward skier and really centered, uses his legs and knees, and he will do. He'll do really well out here. His style suits these conditions.
Looking very comfortable out there at the moment, Freddie Winter, as he heads across to 6 ball and out the exit gates. We are getting a little bit of a ripple. In fact, there's this headwind coming up for jump almost now. It was a crosswind, I think that almost is. Have we got a tailwind situation now from the start, Doc? I think we
Yeah,
might.
we do have a little bit. It's switching
So-
around. Jumpers are like that.
Jumpers are like that, and it does probably help you a little bit. I think they'd rather that than a crosswind, and that means that on their 10.75 pass, they're going to have a little bit of a head breeze.
For sure, yeah. You watched Freddie here on his replay. Does the two-handed gate. Very similar to a one-handed gate. I don't think it really matters. The big thing is your edge change, and Freddie's one of the best in the business. Swings out there, standing. See how tall his head is, straight up over his ski, letting the ski finish the turn. Textbook. All these last four guys are all incredible. You want to take it and replay it, try to put yourself beside it, figure out what you're doing wrong.
I don't have to put myself next to Freddie Winter to figure out what I'm doing wrong, but I hear what you're saying. Big, tall, strong guy, of course. And this is 12 metre line now for Freddie Winter. Should just be another regulation warm-up pass for this guy. Round 2 he goes. That's the 3. A little bit down course actually, but he's okay. Decent 4 ball there, gets him back on time.
Freddie's a really aggressive skier. He's always going for it, and we were saying that about Robert, but probably between Robert and Freddie are the best crashes in the industry.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you could put a highlights reel together on Freddie's crashes in slalom, that's for sure.
Just there on the gate, it was actually interesting. He was pretty late through the gate. He went right through the center, or even closer to the left-hand gate ball. So maybe just misjudged the gate, but I don't think it bothered him. I think he wanted to make sure he's making his gates. This is a floating course, so some of the skiers were saying with the wind, the buoys seem to be moving a little bit, but maybe just making sure he's just getting a good start at each end, feeling it out here. Just straight over his ski. Doesn't have any head swing.
No, he's really solid. So
really solid, centered over his skis.
It is just starting to get a little bit choppy down that far end. I think see him jumping around a little bit, but he's going to have 11.25 metre line now with a tail breeze, which possibly will come into play a little bit when he gets down to sort of 4, 5, 6 down towards the end of the course. Let's see how he goes. And he's a really good start, obviously, on 1 ball here. 11.25, 38 off. Freddie Winter, round 1. Seems like a good start. Round 2, looking good actually. Cross the 3, breaks forward a little bit, but he's okay. Round 4, bit of slack rope. He's got this under control though. Well managed pass. 11.25 metre line.
Yeah, losing the line a little bit at 3 and 5. We'll see maybe this on the replay. Wind's pushing him just a bit, but he didn't have any problems with that pass. Two-handed gate here. Right into his back foot a little bit. A little narrow gate, but edge change just best in the business. Great 1 ball. Just keeping that back arm loaded, letting the ski swing. Really good. Just right here, I think I saw him lose the line a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Yeah, just Lost a little bit of angle. No time to panic here, but wind is pushing him.
Yeah,
As long
late,
as you just
but
don't
under
get
control.
a funky roller or something
Yeah.
when you're down course like that. He's just trying to be cautious around the turns here and just making sure he goes out the gates.
Okay, 10.75 now. 3 boys gets him into the final. 2.5, he sets himself up for a possible runoff situation. And 2 boys, I think, and he wouldn't make it through. So that's just the difference between scoring 2 and 3 here is just unbelievable. Huge.
Freddie, right foot forward skier, rocking that D3. Been skiing on that for quite a while.
So you see he's bouncing around a little bit down there. The course will get calmer as he comes up. He's skiing into a head breeze down here. Into the 1 ball he goes. Round 1.
Oh,
Slow
great
on
1
1.
ball.
But he's okay. Round 2. Good 2. Cross the 3. He'll get 3 and he'll stop. Because he knows exactly what he needs and he's a pro. He'll take the applause from the crowd. He's happy enough through to the final as Freddie Winter.
Oh, I was hoping Freddie was going to just go for it and throw down, but yeah, no,
That's-
professional. These guys know. That's
Yeah.
the advantage of being a top seed. Watch his gate here. See if he's right on the right-hand gate ball. A lot better than his 35. Knows he's just adjusting it. Little check, being a little cautious there at 1 ball. Pretty good. Down course a little bit, a little stiff there for Freddie, but he knows. I think I'm not going to run this whole pass. All I need is 3 ball. I just need 3, and that was pretty easy for him.
It probably just highlights the difference a little bit between these 2 guys, Will Asher and Freddie Winter, and the difference between those 2 and Robert Pigozzi a little bit, really. Because Robert probably, I guess he didn't know at the time.
Yeah,
but, he probably could have skied 3.
Yeah,
but he was
when
going to run the
Robert went
pass.
down, it opened the door up for these
Yeah,
other
it
guys, and they can shift it back a gear. And Robert looked like he was just going to go for it and run that pass. So
Youthful exuberance, I think, versus cool, calm maturity. I'm not sure, but anyway, second to last competitor now. It is the Frenchman Sasha Descuns.
pretty big difference between just squeaking around 3 and trying to turn 3 and go to 4. It's like when you start getting into 4, you're basically running the pass. So big difference.
Because Sasha has scores on the 9.75, or at least 1 score on the 9.75. He's one of the few guys to have run 10.25. Obviously, he's from France, skis a lot in France. I think he spends quite a bit of time at Swiss Ski School too, in Clermont and Central Florida.
Yeah, another right foot forward skier right in that Conley. 2-handed gate. Everybody's got different styles out at the buoy, but it's amazing. You watch all these top skiers, what they all have in common is right at the first wake, that how they're loaded, how they're connected, how they make that edge change. Guys that are really good at their edge change are the guys that really do well. So when kids are trying to learn things, everybody thinks that the turn is the most important thing. It's your edge change, and these guys are the best in the business at it. You watch Sasha, how good he's at with his knees and his ankles, how good he looks.
I've just had a text from my son in California, Curtis. He's watching the webcast over there. Must be getting reasonably late, I would think, in San Diego. I'm not sure. I lose track of time around the world. It's a little after 12 here in... it's 11 at night in California, is it? Well, that's not a bad viewing time.
Definitely a little wind's picking up a little bit at that far end. It's going to get nicer, like you said earlier. As you halfway down the course, it definitely gets better.
Well, he's using the headwind, fighting hard here. 12-metre line now, Sasha Descuns, and 6 boys for the Frenchman. The next pass will be difficult. It doesn't matter how good you are. All these guys are good enough to run 11 downwind, but he will be skiing this 11-metre with the tailwind as we watch this replay, Jarrett. Pretty late start out of 1, you'd have to say.
Yeah, he's carried a little bit of
35
speed into 1 ball, but ski hooked up really well. He's looking right over his skis. Down course a little bit, but not too bad. Really good edge change. Looking pretty comfortable here at 3 ball. Broke over a little bit there. don't want to leave the ski behind through the wakes. You want to make sure the ski comes through and your hips are up and get engaged. Hips are trailing a little bit, just getting pushed down the course. But he's not panicking. He's not worried. But your first 2 passes, he's trying to feel out the conditions, and he's right now he's going to get to say, okay, let's go, let's get going.
Okay, 11.25 now. Sasha Descuns from France. Oh, not the greatest start on 1. Round 2. He's got a good 2 ball though. He's fighting hard. Round 3. Heads across the 4. Getting late, but he's on. I think he's got this under control. Round 5. An easy turn on 5. Make sure he gets 6 and 11.25.
Yeah, didn't get the greatest 1 ball there, and I think he just like said, whoa, I better get into this game. But 2 ball was just incredible if we got that replay. But he snapped that ski around on 2 ball, and watch here. Ski's trailing a little bit through the gate. Might be why he's carrying a little bit of speed into 1 ball. Didn't get quite the hookup that he wanted. Great edge change into 2 ball. Had to really slam that. Really made it up at 2 ball. Good edge change into 3. Lost the lineup a little bit, but not too bad. But the back part of this pass, he looked a lot better than the start. So he's probably thinking in his head, I just change up my gait a little bit, get back in there to get a good start at 39.
Yep, well, he's got 11.25, so that's in the book. He needs to get, of course, 3 is the aim again here for him. If he feels good coming into 3, I'm sure he'll have a crack at running it, but he doesn't have to run it, of course. He has to get 3 to get through to the final at this stage.
So are we saying that 2.5 right now is a runoff right now?
Well, I believe so.
Yeah. So 3's in and 2.5's
2.5 will get you in a runoff. That's the way I see it. We probably should check that. That's how my mental note is working. Here's 10.75 now. Round 1.
Oh, good, decent 1.
2.
Come on.
Oh. Round 3. He's going to make sure he gets 3 boys. Groundhog Day here. The last 3 skiers of 3 boys. He's happy. He's through to the final. Men's Slalom final, 2019 World Champs, and Sasha Descuns from France. He makes his way through. 1 competitor to go.
Yeah, kind of late through the gate there. Went right through the middle. Didn't want to mess around with the right-hand gate ball. Definitely pulling hard into 2 ball. All the way out to the buoy. Trying to keep the line tight. Definitely leaving the ski behind here, but just pulling all the way to 3, knowing that I just got to get outside that sucker. And he manages to do it.
So we'll just take this opportunity, Jarrett. We'll run through our leaderboard, of course. Still with the top score, Dane McClure, 2 on 10.25. Then we've got Tebow Deland of 1 at 10.25. Also Brian Dietrich, 1 at 10.25. We've got Thomas Degasperi, who has 5 on 10.7. Brando Caruso, 3.5 on 10.7. Benjamin Stadlbaur has 3.5 at 10.7. Will Asher, Joel Howley, Freddie Winter, all with 3 at 10.7. Carlo Allais and Adam Sedlmajer, 2.5 at 10.7. Nate Smith needs 3 boys on 10.75 to get into the final. Here he is, world record holder, of course, from the US of A. Nate Smith. This will be 13 metre to start, 32 off if you're watching in the US of A. So smooth on a slalom ski, isn't he, Nate? I'm sure we're going to watch the replay of this, but
yeah, I think Nate just showed up a few days ago. I don't think he came out. I don't think he did familiarization or anything. So this is his first go on the river. Or, sorry, we're not at Moomba here.
Not at Moomba.
Yeah. Just going back to the Dane. That's I mean, he's incredible. I mean, he's not a very big guy.
No,
I mean, he's just
5'10".
I mean, it's incredible, and I think he's working for a living, and he's not chasing the tour all over the time, but every time he goes to an event, he always skis really well, and it's impressive to see him standing on the...
Really cool. And the other thing, of course, with Tebow, he's got himself back in the overall race.
Yeah.
He didn't trick that. I mean, he tricked 9,000, 9,200, I think, yesterday. It was still a good trick score, but probably put him behind the other guys a little bit.
I wonder if that even, he basically said, man, I'm probably out of the overall race, and
yeah,
I'm just going to
exactly.
throw down here and slalom, and just ripped it. Now he's back in the game,
back in
so
it,
that was pretty impressive. And he went out earlier. He was in a earlier seed, so
That's right.
he didn't. He was just saying, I'm just going to throw down today.
You got to remember though, those earlier guys, they have to go out and just get as much as they possibly can. These last few guys have just been making sure they get into the final, so it's a little bit different way of approaching it.
Yeah, I was just wondering if Tebow would have tricked really well, would he have gone out with the same mindset
Yeah,
and just
I
said,
guess
you know
what
what,
you're
I just
saying.
didn't go for it. But he just said, I'm going to go.
Okay, here's Nate Smith, northern end, Putrajaya. This is 12-metre line, 35 off if you're still watching from the US.
Nate's just so, just a youngster, but just the
Typical
way,
Nate though, isn't
just,
it? So early and smooth.
just schools everything out here, just technique-wise, tall, skinny. He's just not a real strong. He just looks like so effortless.
Exactly.
It's funny how the Vince they had at the at the Swiss Pro-Am, they had that string gauge on there. It was really interesting to watch some of the big skiers like Will and Nate actually, their technique, they're not pulling as hard as everybody else. Actually, the smoother, you think that these big guys are pulling harder, they're just so efficient in what they do, and they just let the ski swing, and you're just so connected to the line that actually there's just less stress on the boat, and the driver probably has an easier time with guys that ski like that. Just keeping that boat in the course at these short line lengths is a feat in itself.
Well, because Nate is the world record holder, but he isn't. I think he's around 6'1", if I had to guess. I'm trying to remember, but he's not the tallest guy ever to slalom. You think of some of the real tall slalom skiers that have come before him that have had world records, but there's just something he does. He's so smooth and relaxed, and both sides are very even. He doesn't really have a weak side at all, an offside at all. So here he is now, 11.25 metre line, Nate Smith.
Yeah, Nate rocking the two-handed gate, right hip foot forward skier. Lost the line a little bit at one bite, but not pretty good start here. Looking pretty easy.
He's getting it done here. He comes around 4 ball. He'll get to 5, and he does, and across to 6 ball, 11.25, Nate Smith.
Yep, easy as pie there, right there.
No worries at all. Probably didn't get the greatest start. We'll watch the replay. Maybe not as great a start, but it doesn't really matter with Nate Smith.
No, just loses the line a little bit, sits back, wheelies up a bit, but that's not going to bother him.
I mean, the thing with Nate is if he's still hanging onto the handle at the end of the pass at 11, he's going to run the pass. He's not. It's only if he makes a silly fall, which he's made sure he's managed to pass well. He's made sure he hasn't fallen off here, and he's done everything he needed to.
Just so connected behind the boat. Looks so good. We were talking about tall skiers. I know that, Willie's not a big tall guy. I wonder what the wingspan is on Nate, but I heard Will's got a pretty big wingspan.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, you're right, because it doesn't just come down. We talk about how tall someone is, but it's really the wingspan that makes the big difference in slalom, I guess, because you don't slalom with the handle on your forehead, do you? You slalom on your reached out on the palm of your hand.
Yeah, one time I was standing on a chair putting on my shoes, and Drew Ross walked up, and he was still, we looked at each other in the eye, and I'm like, okay, reach up. And he still had me, and I was standing on a chair, so that's not even right.
Yeah, but you weren't a bad tricker and jumper either.
Yeah,
Jared,
yeah.
So
you always got to have
can't
one bad
complain,
event.
You poor thing.
Definitely slalom.
Anyway,
was
back
not
to the water now. Here's Nate Smith, 10.75. He needs 3, folks. Round 1, bit of slack on 1. He's actually late for 2 here, but good 2 ball. He's got 3. Oh, no! I think we might have a runoff here, Jared. We'll have to confirm that. But Nate Smith, all he had to do was stand up around 3 and get back to the wake. It's like he wants some drama in his life, Nate Smith, because he's just created, I think, a runoff for himself.
Yeah, didn't get the best one here. Definitely, just a little bit loose line there, but just an incredible 2-ball. Like, just backside this ball, bam, just right back in it. No problem right here.
He's not thinking about standing up and getting the final. It's like he wanted to run the pass. We've got a bit of a pause here.
Oh, just caught a little roller there, a little chatter there.
So much happening here. We've actually got a gate review here. So we do the gate review, and then I think we're going to find out, the judges are going to let us know we might have a runoff here. We need to confirm that, Jarrett. So we're looking there. We've got the scoreboard now. We're getting super professional now. So you look down, we need 12 for the final, of course. That doesn't actually look right to me. Yeah. Oh, wow. Hold the phone blocker. Nate Smith has missed his entry gates at 10.75, so that's a 0 on gates for Nate Smith.
That is drama
He
there.
won't make the final, and we won't have a runoff, I don't think. Or no, we will still have a runoff because we've still got to figure out who's getting in.
Yeah,
with
we
the
still
guys
got
at 2.5.
two. We got one.
Exactly.
One's gonna go. We thought we had a three-way runoff, but now we have a two-way runoff. One spot.
Oh, so drama aplenty, and the world record holder will not make his way into the slalom final. He's missed his entry gates at 10.75.
So a few really big upsets.
Oh, wow.
Nate
So-
not going, Robert not going. It's just.
So we now think we have a runoff between.
No, we don't.
We don't.
No, I don't think we do. Carlo and Adam are both on 11. There's no.
Oh,
Let me have a look.
we'll figure it out. I could be wrong. I've been wrong plenty of times.
No runoff.
Oh, no runoff. Well done. Well done. So we're clean. So I'll just let you know what we've got here. We have got two guys with 2.5 on 10.75, which is Carlo Allais and Adam Sedlmajer. They will make their way into the final. So congratulations to them. Bit of an upset there. Nate Smith not making the final, mate. Zero
That's
big.
big.
On gates.
That's big. Yeah, that's too bad for Nate. Want to see everybody, all the big, but that's what the World Championships does. You know, a lot of pressure, and
Yeah, so our final, our World's Slalom final will be Dane McClure, Tebow Deland, Brian Dietrich, Thomas Degasperi, Brando Caruso, Benjamin Stadlbaur, Will Asher, Sasha Descuns, Joel Howley, Fred Winter,
There's an appeal.
Carlo Allais, Adam Sedlmajer. We do have an appeal pending. Yeah, Nate is asking for his gates to review. Well, I don't blame him. I would too, probably.
oh,
Have
for
it just
sure,
checked
you're
again.
gonna definitely check.
But we'll wait and see. So, of course, if the judges were wrong, then we would have a runoff. But they don't normally get it wrong. Not such a big occasion. You'd make sure of it when you.
These guys at that short a rope length, they need to. They're right on top of that right hand
Yeah.
gate ball, and they're pushing it right over. So that's why they're going to go to review. They've watched it probably twice, and now the skier can put in a protest and bring it up and see it for themselves. And the rule is that you can basically run the ball. You got to be on the tips right on it, right over top, but you can't be on the back side of the ball, even if you hit it. But you can't. You can run right over the top center. So there is some fudge factor there on the determination of what is in and what's out.
Absolutely. So we'll let you know the result of Nate's appeal. Meanwhile, our next event will be starting soon. We've got Women's Tricks Seed 2 coming up. So I don't actually have the running order in front of me. I'll have to go and sort that out. But we'll be back probably in 5 minutes or so with Women's Tricks Seed 2 elimination round. We'll obviously let you know as soon as we know about Nate's Gates appeal. But that is exciting. I'm going to have maybe have a bit of a lie down here, or a cup of tea or something, just
Yeah.
to calm the nerves.
I'm gonna have to have a Red Bull and just get. I'm all fired up.
Jared, I need your professional expert advice. I think I've had 3 already. Red
Uh oh.
Bulls.
No, you're
What do you
okay.
think?
Yep.
Keep going. Or
Yep.
just
As long as
slow down?
tonight we don't condone the alcohol, but that's your own call right there.
Is there alcohol in Red
No,
Bull?
no, later.
Oh, later.
People like to mix it, but
Okay. No, I
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
do that.
No.
Actually, it's not that smart. I think it keeps you awake all night having Red
Oh,
Bull and
it's like
alcohol.
a coffee. It's good for you.
Yeah, but they're certainly pretty tasty.
Since you have 5 minutes, everybody at home, go to World Water Skiers, poke around the site. Athletes, go fill out your profiles, update them quite often. The more you update them, it'll bring you to the front of the page. You'll get seen more. And not only athletes, judges, everybody in the sport, grandmas and grandpas. If you want to follow along in the sport, you register and just subscribe, and you'll get updates about the sport, everything about water skiing and everything that we're trying to do. Look at the donation site and look at the mission statement and everything. And again, everybody who wants to be involved and reach out and help us out. We're open to everybody helping. We don't know all your strengths, but if you have something, bring it to the, and we want to make the sport better. So let us know and stay tuned.
Yeah. Hang on. Open. Hazelwood. Yeah.
Put a commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put a commercial on. Yeah. I'm going to get a rain order, I think.
Korea and Neveu. Peru
Oh yeah, Korea.
and Neveu 17. Which one is in 17? Peru or Neveu?
Yes, I should go and ask for a
Neveu
rain order
on
on the
the
tower.
second, it says Santiago.
I think that's a beer that might be the pink. I've got a chip rain order here.
Well, that's me rather than you. So.
this is not helping.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we are back with a bit of a sensation here in breaking news. Nate Smith has been successful in his gate appeal. The judges have re-looked at it, and Nate Smith has been awarded his gate, so he will finish with a score of 2.5 at 10.75. Now that means we will now have a three-way runoff. Now let's just have a look at this. This is his gate, and we can all be the judge of it
If we
at
can
home, I guess.
slow it up by frame here, coming in. Obviously, these guys are going to be right on to top. These guys are dialed in. They're going to be right on the Graham gate ball. But this course is a floating course, so with the wind conditions and that, it can move around a bit. But we can see that the buoy is behind the ski there. And see right there, right behind the ski, clearly he's inside.
So this is, and of course the angle that the judges look at isn't necessarily this angle, but still it's pretty obvious here on the replay we have. There.
Yeah, the quality of the cameras that we are using here, and you definitely can see it there. He's definitely inside.
So
it wasn't even that close. Usually you end up smushing that buoy, and he didn't even do that. So he's probably...
so more drama than a Jack Reacher novel at the moment, you'd have to say, because we're now going to a runoff now, a three-way runoff in men's slalom, 2.5 on the 10.75. Nate Smith, Carlo Allais, and of course Adam Sedlmajer. So hopefully not all the slalom viewers from around the world have gone to bed or gone off to do whatever they had to do this afternoon, because we've got a slalom runoff coming up. Okay, so for those of you who've just joined us, I guess I've said it a couple of minutes ago, but I'll say it again, folks. Drama here because we had a situation where Nate was originally scored 0. On his 10.75 pass, he appealed the decision, and he's now been given a score of 2.5 at 10.75, which means, Jarrett, that we are going to have a runoff, a three-way runoff here for that last spot.
Yeah, there's so many great slalom skiers. There's
spots.
so many specialists here. There's, just to make the final. But, they're always going to be a pile up at the cut. Most pro events, everybody's all piled up there trying to get into the final. And here's 2.5 that I wonder what was your call? What do you think? I mean, probably a piece of 3 was going to do it too.
I
thought maybe a little bit deeper, but you never know with the conditions.
Yeah, well, actually, when I got here this morning, I thought sort of 1 at 10.75 might get you in the final, but it actually ended up being higher. This guy skied even better than I expected. I'm still surprised. I mean, Nate's got the gates, which is great. He's got an opportunity here to go in a runoff, but I'm still surprised that he turned 3 ball so hard out there.
Yeah, no, that was kind of bizarre. I think that he caught a little bit of a little bit of wind, a little bit of roller, and just ski jumped out, and boom, just ski jumped up underneath him, and you saw that his ski hooked up, and it popped his back foot out. Didn't even give him an opportunity to try to ski away from it. So
the situation now is we've got Carlo Allais from Italy, Adam Sedlmajer from the Czech Republic. Now it's probably 2 hours since those guys slalomed. Nate Smith is still in his ski gear. He's only just slalomed, so maybe Nate gets a little bit of advantage.
Yeah, a little bit of advantage there for sure.
All 3 are going to have to get off the start dock at 11.25, so because you have to start at the last completed pass. There's 2 spots available, so 2 will make it through, and 1 will miss out. I'm right in that, aren't I, Jarrett? I think I am.
Yes, you're right.
Yes, I am.
Yep.
So of the 3 guys going into this runoff, 2 will get through and 1 won't. So I guess they all have a ski, and whoever has the worst score is eliminated.
I think they're all end up drawing a number too. They all
for a running order.
Order. So we'll see how that plays out.
the next event will be the trick event, by the way, the women's tricks, and then of course we'll have men's jump, which as per schedule, and then if we have time at the end of the day, we'll complete seed 1 of women's jump.
Yeah, we have 6 or 7 jumpers of the women that we couldn't finish with that rain delay that came up so quick last night. But conditions are pretty ideal, almost the same as what we had yesterday, which is good for the event because it keeps it consistent.
I've got to say we are probably under a little bit of time pressure though for that women's jump, so it's not a guarantee that it will happen. We've got lots of time tomorrow and Sunday, so we'll just have to wait and see. The hard-working officials, of course, will be figuring that out. So it's quite interesting. I don't know, we showed the replay before of the gate of Nate's. It looks so obvious from that angle that we looked at that he went through them, but it just shows you there's different camera. We seem to get this at the moment a bit in our sport. We get you know, like we had the Moomba thing where we get people judged around the buoys, and then we get different angles and stuff, and it is interesting.
I think this, you know, the sport's changed a little bit. The buoys are softer. They're lower than they used to be, and mostly that was done for safety. For sure, that's better. But now it's allowed the skiers to, you know, run the ball over.
That's right.
And in the past, I mean, you hit the ball and
some
you're
of
done.
Some of those shots you see, you know, on Facebook of the 1962 nationals or something, US nationals, and the slalom boys are probably as big as a chair almost.
Yeah, they used to hit me in the side of the hip.
At least you knew who went around them, though. That was the thing, you know. They might have hurt a few people, but
yeah, a few ankles back in the day, and you know, I think that's probably where everybody went to releasable bindings. But now the sport's changed, and guys are really attacking the buoys, attacking the gates. The gate ball is a little bit bigger than the turn ball, but you can. I mean, I don't recommend skiing over it. You're supposed to go around it, but you definitely don't want to do an ankle, and that's better for the sport. But we got to get better at better angles, and sometimes if the sun is not quite right, and the angle and the technology or the quality of the camera isn't giving you that great shot, you know, those calls are missed, and we can't have that in the sport. I'm always big. A lot of people don't say that slow-mo is a good thing, but to me, as long as the best skier or the person that did the performance is the one that's standing on the podium is the right call to me.
Absolutely. So Nate Smith's in the water, folks. You will see on your picture. So he has obviously gone first. That would have been a draw, I'm sure. Chief Judge Candino would have gone down, and they would have drawn a number out of a hat or something like that.
That might play in favor for him. He just
so
went
he's
out.
Fresh. So exactly. He's fresh and ready to go. Nate Smith, runoff, 11.25 off the start dock end.
Little tailwind.
Yeah, a little bit of a tailwind. Very similar to what he skied in 20 minutes or so ago, though.
This would almost be like going at home at practice. Do a set, take a little bit of a break, go straight back out.
Ooh, stands up a bit out of 5.
Yeah, a little bit out of there.
He's okay. Runs the 11.25.
Yeah, definitely an advantage here for Nate.
Absolutely.
Nate, again, right foot forward skier. Great Andy Mapple was a right-hand gate foot skier. Nate running a D3. He's been with D3 a long time. Testing and developing skis. I'm not sure which one he's riding. He used to ride the Arc, but I don't know what this one is. But shoot, Nate could ride a paddle and still ski pretty good. So.
Okay. So he's had to calm. This probably gets the blood pressure up a little bit. You lose your gates. You got to go to the judges' tower, get an appeal. So he's probably trying to calm himself down a little bit here.
Yeah, you see that definitely that end of the lake is definitely a little bit choppy. Yeah, right there. That's a better shot. It's like those really far high. We're down here in the cove, and it looks really, really nice. But you don't realize that the far end is it's a pretty big open lake. So. The wind can pick up, and that's the thing about our sport. You're an outdoor sport, and you have to deal and adjust to the conditions. Whoever does that and understands it the quickest is usually the guy that is going to beat you.
Here we go. Nate Smith, 10.75, round 1. Not a bad start on 1. He's got 2. He's across the 3. He's got 3. He's looking good. A little late for 4, but he'll get 4. He gets across to 5. He sets to 5. He heads across to 6. Wow. Runs to 10. Runs to 10.75. How are you feeling now if you're standing on the dock down there, Jarrett? These other boys?
Yeah, that's, you're like, damn.
Nate Smith. Watch the replay here.
Little down course, but I think everybody's being a little bit cautious, letting their ski finish in the turn, make sure that the ski's up underneath them. So like Nate had the first one, the ski popped out of the water. Ooh, a little bit of a delay out of the turn there. Great 4-ball. Leaning into a little bit, making sure he's got some speed to swing him out to the buoy there, but no problem. That'll make him feel better after his first go.
So we have 10.25 now with the tail breeze. Nate Smith getting it done really out here. This is purely a run-off. The score doesn't count towards the seeding for the final, of course, but let's see what he can get at 10.25 with the tailwind. He just stops at 1. Back to the boat boys. Bit of a wave to the crowd. That's a good score.
Yeah, he knows that going and turning and maybe hurting his ankle or anything, he just basically pulled out, testing out his gate, getting a good gate, and he knows like, oh, I was at a good gate or a bad gate. That end's a definitely shorter setup, and the conditions here a little bit tailwind, but the start is definitely better as far as wind conditions at that end. But that was more of a practice for the finals for him. Well, as if he moves on to the finals, but
it is highly like that because remember 2 of these guys go through, not just 1. So he'd have to finish 3rd in this runoff with 1 at 10.25, which is pretty unlikely.
I think this is his 39 pass here.
Yeah.
Nate's 2.46 is incredible. Yeah, there's that delay out of that 3-ball again.
It's amazing you can be that late out of 3 and still run the pass though at 10.75.
Yeah, he was in a little bit of trouble there near the end. That coming into 5-ball, he's definitely pulling along. He's not running as early as Nate normally is, but definitely handling the conditions well.
Okay, so he'll ski back down to the dock now. Not sure who's up next. It'll either be Adam Sedlmajer or Carlo Allais. I think I might have seen Carlo Allais looking a little bit more ready than Adam Sedlmajer when I got a quick shot of the dock just before, but we'll wait and see. So, yeah, Nate Smith gives himself a really good chance now of making his way into the final. Back to the dock goes Nate Smith. Men's slalom runoff, of course. Next competitor. Who's that? Is that Carlo, I think? On the dock. It's a bit hard to tell from here.
So just for people at home watching the live webcast, we did have a few issues yesterday. We're trying to push the envelope with technology and your experience on watching the live webcast, and you go to the main page and some of the technology was locking up and slowing the site down. So we sent out a post and just trying to let everybody know if we do have a problem, go to World Waterskiers YouTube page and you can get the direct link there. But we're trying to do some neat things for the future, and I think some of the things are resolved. We're having a few today. We had technical issues with the Wi-Fi and everything shutting down. So we're all back up and ready. So
okay, it's Adam Sedlmajer now. Adam Sedlmajer, Czech Republic, 11.25 to start. Geez, almost goes in on 1. He's recovered. Remember, these guys haven't skied for a couple of hours, so he's straight off the dock cold on the 11.25 with a tailwind. And he's just getting it done. Oh, geez, terrible 5-ball. Does he get to 6? No. That's tough, though, isn't it? You know, cold off the dock. starting
it's-
on 11.
Yeah, it's
short
really
running.
impressive. Even like some of the guys, just to come back and cold like that, straight up tailwind, and
And not a good start here on one ball. It's you'd have to say.
yeah, a little tight with his arms there, just not too relaxed and just not getting a good hookup out of one ball. Pretty decent out of two after a bad one ball, but just being pushed down the course here, trying to, in his head, to say, I got to gain some ground here.
It's quite big. This is a fairly big moment for Adam because he's in the overall battle and he'd love to get in the final and get another chance at increasing his overall score.
Yeah, for sure.
Depending on how his jump goes later on. So
yeah, we would say probably his strongest event is probably slalom. He's an incredible trick skier, but for him to pull away from the rest of the field, slalom was his big event, and he just didn't get it here.
Yeah, it would be real helpful for his overall chances if he can get through to this final. But actually, and there's another thing we know now, of course, Nate Smith is into the final. He'll be through to the final because he's exceeded the score of Adam Sedlmajer. It's just down to Carlo Allais now. And he needs a piece of 6 boy on this first pass.
You know, if 5 coming off the dock with a tailwind in these conditions, you know, anything
can happen.
Anything could happen. You know, it's not a great score for Adam, and he's probably not too happy. But you know, we got to wait and see. That's what's great about competition. Brings the best out of all of us.
Waves out to the crowd and supporters. We'll see plenty more of Adam Sedlmajer, I'm sure, throughout this World Champs.
And Adam, definitely past world champion, wants to regain his title, overall champion. And there's a lot of people in the race. It's very interesting. Yeah. It's a ton of kids, young kids, some of the veterans, some of the young kids. It's really, really cool to see. I'm really, really excited.
Absolutely. There's probably half a dozen, or maybe 6 or 7 guys actually in the overall race.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster. You know, my son's in the race, and I'm down there trying to keep him in the game. And you know, you just like every event is just like the emotions is up and down. It's so draining on you. And as a parent, to watch someone do that, and that the coaches are trying to keep their skiers in line. So lots of stories going on here at the World Championships.
Absolutely. Okay, Carlo Allais from Italy, of course. A piece of 6 ball will get him into the men's slalom final. If he gets less than 5, of course, he'll miss out. And Adam Sedlmajer going. He needs a good start on round 1. Not too bad, a little bit of slack, but he's okay. Round 2, getting a little down course, but he's getting it done at the moment. Round 3 looks good out of 3, actually. Into 4 he goes. Bit of trouble on 4. This is going to be close. Mate. I don't know if it went around that buoy. We'll have to wait and see. And then what happens if we have a tie? Because it could be 5.
That was so weird. Like coming out of 4 ball, he's just like, hey, he's got this. So
we might not be done with this runoff yet, Jarrett. We're going to watch this now.
Drama continues.
Wow.
Man, his ski really hooked up well there. Wasn't crazy wide at 1 ball, but good hookup. Lost the line a little bit at 2 ball, but pretty decent. Good edge change here. Standing up over his ski.
Tom, listen to the radio.
He's not
and see what's happening,
panicking.
I'm a bit confused.
Thought he was really good here out of 4 ball. Wasn't too bad. Lost the line a little bit, but he's not terribly late. Does have a tailwind. He did get around that ball. He went around it, but just coming in too hot and just did not get a turn and decided that he'd rather do the runoff. I guess just bizarre that he had that opportunity.
Because if he falls off, though, he's gone. So
exactly,
So I think pretty sure we're going to have another runoff here to separate Adam and Carlo. So, geez, plenty of drama here, plenty of excitement. And people watching around the world who will probably thinking, I'll watch me in slalom, then I'll go to bed. They're still up.
Oh, yeah.
Great to see.
Yeah, put some more popcorn in the microwave.
Exactly.
Like, sit down.
Have a Red Bull.
That's right.
Keep yourself awake.
I'm on my 2nd one.
Wow. A bit of a cheer there from the Italian team as he goes down. pull him out wide. You see Adam Sedlmajer, I think it's Adam Sedlmajer heading back down to the dock. I don't know, do we toss a coin again here? Jarrett, see who goes through?
I think they do.
Yeah, me too, I agree.
That would be a guess.
The Chief Judge, I guess he probably never left the start dock, the Chief Judge. Well, I mean, we like excitement, and we're getting plenty of excitement here. Continue the boat running up and down to keep the conditions the same.
So if you have an opportunity and stop by the T-shirt booth and support the organizer, pick up one of those event shirts, and even pick up maybe a World Water Skiers T-shirt and support us and the event. And if you're at home, you can go online and go to the shop and poke around the shop. You can pick your color, whatever style, and we have towels, all kinds of things. And we'll be adding some cool designs coming for Christmas time. Get something for everybody in the family.
Yep. That's my one-stop Christmas shopping, I think. We'll be here.
There you go. We'll give you a discount.
Thanks, mate.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Sizes for everybody.
Everybody in my family knows what they're getting for Christmas now. It's great. Which is probably more than they normally get, actually. Some World Water Skier T-shirts. Wow.
Sticker for the stocking. You guys do all that? Everybody.
Awesome. Thank you. Man, there's some drama here. What we got? Oh, look at that, eh? Thanks.
So is Nate in the final?
Yep, Nate's in. It's the other two that are still trying to get in.
So Freddie was really nervous at the tuck shot.
So to everybody at home also, maybe just have this opportunity to talk about World Water Skiers and, poke around the site, but go to the resource tab and look at all the products, and we have logos and other sites around the world. You can put your own site on the site, and we have different products, that we can help out with events, whatever level that you are putting the event on. If we can help in any way to help promote the sport, that's what we're all about. So Hanna Fur is a great promoter, and he's well organized here, and we're just helping him with the webcast. So whatever level, if you have someone that will do the webcast, we're willing to help in any way. So again, reach out to us and let us know how we can help and how we can make the sport better. So it looks like Adam is going to go out here first. They did the draw. Carlo's going to go second again. A little bit better for both of these athletes now that they've been out on the water. Have a little. They're not quite as cold as they were first go.
Okay, Adam Sedlmajer now, 11.25 metre line. This is runoff number 2. We know Nate Smith's into the final. We're now trying to figure out who will get that 12th spot off. Not a good start on one. Rears up a bit on the back of the ski. Not too bad a 2 though. He's hanging in there. He's fighting hard now. That's it.
Yeah, just
3 boys.
Coming into hot into 1. A little bit of a narrow gate, but that wind's pushing him. Just didn't get a great one and needed a really big 2-ball, and he got a little bit of a wheelie and just did not have the angle to. Here we go. We see it here. Right through the middle of the gate. Wasn't right on top of that right-hand gate ball. Just wheelies on him and loses a lot of angle coming into 2. Coming in down course, knows he's in trouble, needed a big turn, and he's like, oh man, I'm maybe just going to get 3, because if he tried to crank that, he might have blown out and only get 2.5, and that half might be a big half. He's a little disappointed there. He's wanted desperately to go down and probably run that to put the pressure on it. Everybody wants to be in the final.
Absolutely.
So if you're at home, you can look up these athletes, look up Adam's profile and check him out. Check out his social media. Follow a lot of these athletes. It means a lot to them to follow these guys and look at what they're doing. Everybody is on World Water Skiers, and if you have not done your profile, make sure you do that. It's one of the ways that we're learning everything about you, but the fans out there need to learn about you, and it's all right there on the site.
Yeah, so
Adam's
Adam
just had a well, not just had a baby, but
oh yeah,
the father, and
exactly, and I guess it's funny how that takes over your life and the priorities and stuff, and it's obviously probably putting a lot into the being a father, and it's great to see. But even if he misses out on the slalom final, as we said before, he's got a really good chance of winning overall here. He started pretty well, so
yeah, no, he's got some solid scores. He's in the trick final. He's a solid jumper, looking to probably go into the finals for a jump. So game is still fresh, but that's what we talked about earlier, that he wants to move through into the slalom final so that he can better his performance. The overall race, you can if you can keep your score from the first round, but if you advance, you can better your score. So it actually makes it a lot better, because you can, when you get in the finals, you just say, listen, I got a good score and I can just go for it, and it's not just a final on its own. And we've had overall finals in the past that are all by themselves, and they've talked about bringing that back.
Here we go, 3 boys to beat for Carlo Allais of Italy. Round 1 he goes. Very slow start on 1, but he's still good enough to get to 3. I think 2. He's heading to 3.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we're not going to have, another runoff.
Gee.
3 boys. And he puts his hand on the head because he's
Have
thinking,
these guys planned it out on the dock?
Yeah.
Is this like the playoffs?
Eating into our lunchtime here, Jarrett. But it is important. It's
yeah,
huge.
that one ball, you can look at it here. Definitely really pretty decent right on the right-hand gate ball, but way down course, just does not get any angle out of one ball. And right then he's like, oh man, I just got to get 3 because I want to get a runoff, because I'm not probably going to get farther down the course. Didn't get a great 2. Same thing, he's just like, I just might as well go for the runoff again.
Separate them at the moment, can we?
Yeah.
Adam Sedlmajer and Carlo Allais cannot be separated at the moment.
It's whoever gets a really good gate in a 1 ball and gets a good start is going to be the one that's going to go down the course. And both of them did not get a good start. So they're going to play this game for a little while, I guess. And good thing you get some lunch there.
Yeah, I got some lunch.
It's loading better, yeah. Who? Steven. Yeah, but the profiles are not coming up. Like,
On the side.
yeah, like under you. They're not on the main part. Like I can. Like when I go to the line.
Yeah, but that's not good.
Yeah, you're not doing this one, so. So it looks like probably have another coin toss and see who goes out again. It looks like Adam is getting ready down on the dock again.
Okay, welcome back, folks. If you ever left, some of the people that went to bed at the end of the regular slalom elimination round might actually be finished their night's sleep and getting up now. If it's the end of this runoff, I'm not sure. Probably not. Okay, Adam Sedlmajer will be first up in this next runoff. We cannot separate at the moment Adam Sedlmajer and Carlo Allais. They tied in regular skiing, the 2.5 at 10.75. They've in runoff number 1, they've tied with 5 at 11. Runoff number 2, they tied with 3 at 11. If we keep heading the way we are here, they might both tie with 1 here. We don't know. But
So in the water we have Hanna first, Carlo second again.
okay, Adam Sedlmajer now looking for that 12th spot in this men's slalom final. Starting on 11. From the start dock end. Pretty short run in at this end, so you're right into your work off the dock. He's got a bit of a tail breeze behind him. It's nothing too serious though. Through the gates he goes. Round 1. Oh, probably the best one he's had of this runoff series. Not a bad 2. He's looking on it at the moment. Round 3. Bit of slack on 3, but he's hanging in there at 4. He's around 4. This looks good. He's around 5. I think he'll get there, will he? 6 boys. Yes. And he runs the 11.25.
Yep, that's what we were talking about earlier. So if someone's looking for a good gate and a 1 and just get a good start and just put the pressure on and run that pass. And both of them have been pulling up and checking. And now Carlo's going to have to dig deep.
Absolutely.
Well, actually, pretty narrow and right through the middle gate. But ski hooked up really well here. Good edge change. And he was all over this pass. Little tailwind. Great 2-ball. Little pop up off the way on the edge change there, but great 3-ball. See how much load that they're putting on. Everybody's trying to go hard and get some speed through the wake, and the skis are really like on the edge change, just loading up and snapping to the other edge. That was probably a really good feeling for Adam to go out the gates there. He's probably like...
So he'll come back in on 10.75. Try and get as many boys as he can.
This is really big for Adam, especially for his overall run. He definitely wants to be in the finals.
So he had a 2.5, of course, in regular skiing. That's why we had a runoff, because we had 3 skiers on 2.5. Himself, Carlo Allais, and Nate Smith. Nate Smith is already through to the final from the first runoff. He comes across the 2-ball. Oh, he's hooked up out of 2, not bad. He's going to get 3. He's going to take the 3, I think. His fist goes up. He knows it's a good score. So 3 on the 10.75. Run off for Adam Sedlmajer. Puts the pressure right on the Italian now, Carlo Allais.
Yeah, a little headwind here. Right foot forward skier. Pretty good 1-ball. A little down course. Didn't have the width, but ski hooked up really well. Down course a little bit. Great 2-ball on the hookup. Surprisingly, he didn't try to turn 3-ball. He was in good enough shape to go for it, but he just wanted to get a Secrio 3. I guess not having the greatest start, he wasn't going to get far down the course, so he doesn't want to come up, you know, half short at 2.5.
Absolutely.
He's pretty pumped, so he thinks
he's
that's
probably in the box seat now,
Yep.
because this pressure's on Carlo a little bit here. He's actually going to have to ski better than he did in the elimination round. At least I guess he's not so cold now. He's had already had a couple of cracks at 11, so he may well get through this pass. Okay, folks, here we go. Carlo Allais here 11.25 metre line. Round 1 he goes. Not too bad a 1. Into 2. Good solid 2. Round 3. Breaks forward on 3. Starts to get in a bit of trouble here. Round 4. He's pretty late, but good 4 ball. He's got 5. He's going to be late for 6. Does he get there?
Oh,
No.
man.
Close. But he's out. The Italian misses out on the slalom final. And Adam Sedlmajer from the Czech Republic makes his way into the 12-man slalom final. Congratulations to Adam Sedlmajer. It took 3 runoffs to separate these two guys, but Jarrett just couldn't quite do it in the end.
Yeah, pretty decent 1 ball. Just down course a little bit. Pretty good hookup at 2 ball. Break a little bit of chatter there and didn't get quite the turn out of 3 ball. Pulled really hard into 4. Had an incredible 4 ball. Just hooked up there. Was great back in the game. Thought he had all this pass, had it, and just did not get a turn out of 5 ball. And just no angle to get over. There's just no room for error. And could not get over to 6 ball. But what a drama! What a show these guys have put on, back and going at it, back and forth. But Adam Sedlmajer moving on to the final. And we'll be having the trick event come up right after this. We'll have a course change, and there'll be a slight delay, but we'll be right back at it with seed, I believe, seed 2 and 2 and 1. So that does conclude the slalom, and we will take a slight break with the course change, and we'll be right back at you.
Come to Putrajaya, Malaysia this August to watch the world's best water skiers in action. Don't miss it.